Hey guys, welcome back to We Watch a Movie. I'm Mike.
I'm Jay, and please don't adjust your sets. I am this white. I'm not Casper, and I'm not ascended to another level of understanding, but it's extremely bright.
Inside
the sun
and out.
Sucks.
Inside and out. Jay and I are very white people.
Like literally, they could I could be a walking, talking solar panel. Like I can reflect sunlight and give energy.
Actually, you guys don't know this, but I actually have an orange light focused on me at all times so that I don't look white because I'm translucent. You can actually see my dick when I'm not wearing pants. That's a fact.
I'm so white that I could be running for the Republican Party majority.
Somebody used Eminem's song for one of their stage things, and he sent him a cease and desist. He's like, "Don't use my shit for your Republican parties."
I just think it's dumb. I think it's dumb when any of them do it, because most of the time, like one of the songs that people always remember, right? They use it for the Vietnam War. Was like, "It ain't me." It ain't that Fortunate Son. That's not even that guy said who was it? Not seeing the guys that did the fucking song. I was gonna say CNC Music Factory. It wasn't them. No, but anyway, those guys they were like, yeah, it was a song about protesting the war. It wasn't like a gung ho, yeah, fuck yeah, go fuck them up.
I just like Trump came out to that YMCA, just a little shuffle.
The YMCA.
Yeah, that was Trump's favorite song to come out too. I think it was. I don't know. I don't pay attention, but I think I saw a couple of those things.
There ain't nothing wrong with the YMCA. You can get a free meal, suck a little wiener, whatever.
go in that the sauna room, get passed around by a couple dudes. Good times.
You can meet a Native American, a cop, a motorcycle guy, and also an electrician.
Yeah, man.
Good old time.
Yeah.
I think I forgot the fifth one.
Get tired of having sex in the bathhouse, you just get some Little Caesars. Bring it to the boys.
Yo. Oh.
I saw this clip from this documentary, and it was a documentary about gay sex in the sauna. Like it was a community, and this guy, he was like from somewhere else, but he was like, yeah, he's like, it's this white dude, and he's like, yeah, we used to have so much sex in there. He's like, the black boys used to pass me around, and they say, hey, pass that white boy around. He's like, and I'd come maybe 20 to 30 times in a night. It was just like, whoa, this is crazy. It's like the best time of my life.
Sounds like R. Kelly's future, except it's not going to be a white boy.
Hey, believe you can fly. How the hell are you guys doing tonight? That was a hell of a way to start the show, by the way. Good job on us. Definitely not going to make any money off this episode. Wolf of Elm Street. Thanks, buddy. Says corny, I know. But you two have become friends to me. Thank you for being here. To be able to escape with you guys every week is a massive help. Thanks.
Hey, thanks, Wolf, man. Thank you for being here and supporting this mediocre piece of shit show. We really appreciate that, man.
It's not corny to us, man. We feel the same way about you guys. Thank you, buddy. Sinister Creation. Hi, guys. You get the paintings I sent yet? I hope you dig them. Dude, stop sending us paintings of your dick.
They make us feel inferior.
Yeah. And they're 3D, and I like to suck them.
Yeah, Mike keeps on thinking, like, I don't know how many licks it takes to get to the center.
No, dude, we do have some stuff to unbox. We just haven't filmed together in a minute. But yeah, so we do got some stuff to get to. I can't wait to see them, hold them, and play with them, and make Jay taste them.
Listen, all you motherfuckers. That's the name of the game.
Speaking of which, have you thought about a time frame for when we're gonna get Slender Man plays GTA? Because I want to see that shit.
I haven't thought of it, no, but I mean, I'm down for doing it. I want to do Slender Man. Well, Slender Man's going to play GTA, but he's gonna join a gang. So it's going to be Slender Man trying to join a gang and tell me like, well, that's Shorty. What you doing around here? Is you a hooker? How much charge? But then I also want to do Dr. Loomis for be a cop and pull people over for no reason.
That would be friggin' hilarious, dude.
And then like because you can run up and like and I don't know. I don't know if I was telling April. She was like, I'm gonna go by Donald Loomis, and she's like, why would you use Donald Loomis? I was like, to honor Donald Pleasance and then Dr. Loomis. He's like, why don't you just go by Sam Loomis? I was like, dude, Donald Loomis sounds like an asshole cop. I don't know why. You're like, oh, Detective Donald Loomis is here. You know that you're gonna get thrown in jail for some shit.
Yeah, you know what? Immediately where people's heads are gonna go, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like this guy trying to do a Trump impression. What's going on, Donald?
No, I was like, these handcuffs are huge. I'm gonna slap them on your. I'm not. It's not even. It's just gonna sound like an angry gym teacher yelling at them.
I'm the greatest car stealer there's ever been.
Do you know why I pulled you over when you were speeding too goddamn fast? Okay, you gotta slow it down here, though, Chief. What are you doing? You trying to get to a goddamn Labor Day sale? 2, you're ugly. I could see from a mile away. I thought Michael was ugly, and he's not. He's not even close to you. And 3, your breath stinks. I could smell it when you drove by me. It's a violation of the Air Patrol Code 5186 Penal Code. Suck a wiener. Get out of the car.
If Trump got arrested in the game, he'd be like, fake news.
I think there is
fake news.
There's an RPer that runs around playing Trump.
I believe it. That makes a lot of sense. It's like, stop the steal. He called people robbing a bank. Stop the steal.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
It'll be fun.
Chris Fold, the man who likes to have his elbows fingered. Mr. Joshua, your left arm, please. He knows what he wants.
You heard the guy. Offer it up.
Get in there, creasy peasy. Hey, Lisa Cereal. Now we know your name. Lisa Cereal from the Patreon stream the other night. Now we know how to say your name. Ha ha! Ha 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 ha!
I remember my first line of coke.
Wolf status Ricardo Vargas. That's a mouthful and a handful. Thank you so much, man.
Cookie woman. Yes, that's what you say to a woman that acts like she don't want to go out on a date with you because she's protecting her goddamn uncle. Cookie woman, you stupid asshole bitch. Cookie woman.
There's a gas station.
See, I also want to get into a car with somebody. Like, you're hunting it. I see, aren't you? You're hunting it.
Yeah, I'm John. Hey, thanks so much, Wolf Status. I don't think we've ever seen your name before, and you come in here with glorious gifts like that. You deserve a high five and to have your wiener touched. Now,
Wolf
if you don't like having your wiener touched, I'll lightly pat it.
Vargas. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, man. Really appreciate it. We don't actually know if that's man or not. We're just assuming. How? 2007 of us. God damn it. Austin, thanks, buddy. He says, you guys remember the old halfback Godzilla cartoon? Old hatchback Godzilla, old hunky boner Godzilla. What's it mean, Jay?
Hewlett bitch. I don't know.
Hewlett power.
I know. I do know the cartoon.
They had a Godzilla signal they press whenever they need help, and Godzilla would save them. I want one.
Well, you should call my ex-wife.
She'll order
she's like a Godzilla. You just when you unleash that thing, get out of the way. Just point it in the direction for destruction and just move. But I remember the cartoon you're talking about. That was always weird to me that they had like Godzilla like as like a good. I mean, I know that he was technically kind of a good guy later on in the Godzilla films, but it was weird to me that he came down like goddamn He-Man and he would save them. I don't know.
Yeah. That's a good segue. We won't do it right now, but just to say what we're going to be doing tonight. Tonight, we're going to be giving each our top 5 most sympathetic horror villains. Godzilla's not one of them, at least not on mine. But so a couple of people did bring Godzilla up in the travels of research.
King Kong wasn't brought up.
It's on my list, but I didn't use it. And the reason I didn't use it is because technically he's not a horror villain, right? So like it doesn't really check out.
I don't know how the 1950s marketed him. I don't know if King Kong was considered a horror movie at the time.
Well, yeah, that's true too. But I mean, I think at the end of the day, King Kong was sympathetic as hell because he was a god on his fucking country. You know what I mean? And like we came over there and kidnapped him for profit and brought him here. Like, of course it was going to happen.
Who are you talking about? King Kong?
King Kong, yeah. Like for profit. So
we Donkey Kong that motherfucker. You go ahead, collect bananas for us, bitch, and we're gonna send a plumber up and kick your ass for no fucking reason. I'm not gonna use it. He's not on my list either, but I did read somebody had put. I don't get how I'm trying to think like because I didn't read why they picked him, but they picked Hannibal Lecter as a sympathetic character. I'm like, how the fuck is he sympathetic at all? Like maybe later on, but you got like in the first movie. I mean, he's still like he likes to eat people and shit, dude. Like he's a serial killer.
Yeah, I did look that up because it was on a list and I thought the same thing, but I looked it up and it actually checks out because the way that he came to eating people was he was forced to eat somebody. And then like everybody he killed for the most part was bad and they were assholes. And then there was a couple guards he killed just because they were jerks. But like almost all the people Hannibal Lecter ate were actually real pieces of shit.
Yeah.
I never realized this.
When I dislike somebody, I just bite their fucking arms off. That's what I do.
Yeah.
You should feel sorry for me. Yeah, the guy reminded me of something, and I bit his face off. Fuck you. Feel bad for me though. It
was Evander Holyfield's fault for trying to win that fight. That's why he got his ear bit.
Yep.
Fucking goddamn grill salesman. That's the other guy.
Was
George
getting
Foreman.
headbutted, is what he said.
Yeah, dude. If Tyson came,
I did say it back, and if you look at the goddamn tape, Holyfield does lead with his head a lot. But Jesus Christ, dude, you literally bit his fucking ear off.
Yeah, inappropriate.
Shit.
inappropriate, and I move to strike.
I would say that. I would say, hey, Mike, a little extreme. I think that was a little extreme.
And he did it twice.
Yeah,
he's
like, just need him in the nuts, and it might be a little bit better. Yeah.
Oh, that's a strong drink. Oh God. Oh, O'Reilly's
Fresh
alcoholism. Adrian Ybarra, thanks so much, buddy.
Hey,
You're a handsome man. You have the same sunglasses as like Pitbull, but I guarantee you're cooler. I hate that guy. Do you hate Pitbull?
Yeah, I don't think about him that much. He lives in your head rent free. I see.
He lives in my.
I don't know. I don't even remember what was the last hit that he had, like in the fucking early 2000s.
I don't know, the goddamn song that was in Aquaman when they were coming out of the beach and they were playing the Pitbull song. I was like, oh,
yeah. It goes. Well, yeah, he always reminds me of a fake gangster. Like he looks like he grew up on like the most suburban type of neighborhood ever in the rich streets of California somewhere. And then he came out like, I'm hood, dog. You understand? Everything about me is real, shotty. Like, shut the fuck up.
Well, the truth is that we'll probably look it up, and he'll probably have like the most hardcore backstory of anybody that we didn't know about.
No, but I'll be Malibu's most wanted.
Yeah, but I don't know. Something about him always got on my nerves, and it's because in those videos he gets real close to the camera and his face gets really close, and he goes, "Dale." I'm like, I feel like I can smell.
That shit makes me like laugh though. Dale.
It makes me mad, dude, because I imagine him doing that in my face. Be like he beats you in Madden. It comes over and goes, "Dale."
It's like, you want a dolly? Go get one.
I hate him. I don't.
You'll need a dolly to lift my big heavy dick out your ass when I'm done beating you for revenge.
Daniel Torres, thanks, buddy. He says, "Yo, Mike, your boy is 9-1 to start." Oh, fuck you, dude. Shut up. That's embarrassing for me because I'm not. Nice. 9-1 is really good, dude. I'm still trying to get. This is fucking pathetic, dude. I'm still trying to get to 500 because I got mad. And I do this almost every year when I'm trying to figure out the nuances of the game because I'm so used to the last game. I get mad and I won't stop playing. So I keep playing and then I'll start to get beat and I'll quit and I'll fucking get pissed and I'll quit and I'll quit and I'll quit. And I end up with like a 20 loss record and then I have to climb my way all the way back up. That happened to me 2 years in a row. But I'm just now getting to where I'm like 10 games below 500. And I'm trying to, I promise you I will be in above 500 soon.
You just described my college career.
My life, really.
Yeah, college.
I swear I'll make it before I die. I'd play head to head, man. Not with you because you would apparently beat my ass because that's really good on that game. And afterwards, you have to say, "Ooh, what a lovely tea party."
Why? Because you made him wear a dress because he's a pussy.
What is that? Is that Spawn? Ooh, what a lovely tea party. Or is that something else?
It sounds familiar. I don't know.
I know that from something. D Mitch, yes, there's a Patreon fantasy football draft. If you need a link to join, we still have spots available. So just message me on the Patreon. I'll send you a link. The draft is this Saturday. I'm drafting all day long this Saturday, dude. There's like 5 drafts.
My fucking arm is. God damn. I'm gonna go by Space Ghost.
I'm gonna get you some of that self tanner.
Dude, I might as well. I'm powder. They took my books. They took my books. You know, when it lightnings, I could hear the thunder calling to me. I like that movie despite that piece of shit directing it, which I didn't know for a long time.
Yeah, it's crazy. What is wrong with this drink? God. A lot of people don't know that, but this director of Jeepers Creepers, Victor Salva, directed Powder. And there was like a few people in the picket lines when he was doing that movie because all that shit about him had already came out, and then Disney gave him Powder after the fact.
I didn't know that Powder. I mean, look at Disney. It ain't exactly kid friendly anymore. But no, I thought Powder was Universal or some shit. I never knew it was Disney.
I'm gonna say allegedly, so I don't get sued. Not that anyone over there's watching this, but I actually don't know that for a fact. I think I read that.
What?
That they knew about Salva before he
got Powder. Yeah, you better not say that. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Like if you could say they're a piece of shit company, that's okay. But they knew. Yeah, that's what you say to the judge. Excuse me. There's nothing bad. Do you want to come down to the pizzeria and get the papaya cake or something like that?
Hey, Richie would never.
Papaya.
Don't talk about my boy Richie.
I didn't mean a papaya, man. I meant you want to get the calzone.
No, you just, how do you plead? Be like, buongiorno. Buongiorno.
I want to know whose idea was it to fight out of a fucking basement.
Real dad. I thought it said real dad for a minute. I was like, are you that dad from the Butterfly Effect that makes him wear Peter Pan outfits? That's fucked up, dude. Hey, yo, love your live shows, Jay. Never feel bad about your 7 head because I got one too. Let's love the hair we got, bro.
Hey, thanks, real dad. I wasn't really thinking about it until just now. So thanks for letting me remember it. And I'll be enjoying some beer, but I appreciate the camaraderie there, son.
Thanks for the support. It's like someone come up and he's like, hey, dog, I'm ugly too.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
Wait,
I was
what?
Like, oh shit, I was actually having a good day today, but I appreciate you. Hey, that's all right. Hey, man, like, listen, the big forehead is supposedly means you got a big goddamn brain and a huge cock. The second part I made up
inside of your butt.
The first part, yeah, that's definitely true. The first part was true.
Oh, by the way, banner magics of the internet unite. What's a 7 head mean though?
Huge forehead because the receding hairline.
What's 7? What's it got to do with the number 7?
Well, actually, I've heard of people like when they think of like something really smart, they call them 5 heads, like really intelligent 5 head. But a 7 head means you're like they can literally put a projector and show the whole fucking movie in widescreen of Star Wars on my forehead, and people are like, "Oh yeah, you know what? That was really good."
You know those when you go to the movies and they're like, "You wouldn't watch Avengers: Infinity War on a screen this big."
Yeah.
So why would you watch on a screen like?
No,
it's like yeah, but I could project the little one on my head.
What's that picture? Like, what was the Peter Jackson shot it in like 70? Was it 70 millimeter?
60
I don't know,
FPS or some shit,
or some huge fucking like you had to go to the theater to see it, like a huge theater. That's what
my
forehead.
The Hobbit, one of the Hobbit movies.
Yeah, the Hobbit movie. I don't know what the fuck that's called. I ain't no director.
That's back when we tried to review every movie that came out, and like. I went to go see that Hobbit movie with you. That shit was like 3.5 hours long, and I was just sitting there the whole time with those fucking sunglasses, those 3D glasses on my face. Like, God damn it.
The Hobbit was all right. The rest of them sucked. But I remember watching Lord of the Rings: Return of the King in the theaters at 3.5 hours, and then that wasn't enough. I bought all the extended editions on DVD, and I watched them all. And I watched them all, and then I watched them again with the commentary.
Wow,
that's how committed I is for this team. Go Hobbit, fuck you. You're not invited to the Shire anymore, bitch.
Michael Parton says, do you guys remember the vampire game Night Trap? He did that. You just didn't read it.
I don't know. I
never heard of that.
I don't think I know that one.
Never heard of that, cool. Michael.
Is it like a board game or is it just a video game?
He can't answer you, Jay. He's inside of the computer.
Oh yeah, that's true.
God damn it.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember? I'll give you one though. Do you remember Nightmare or Vampire movie? Full Eclipse. It was only on HBO. It was called Full Eclipse, and it was like a werewolf or a vampire movie. And like the eclipse would happen, and the vampires would come out, and they were all like dangerous and shit. You remember that? I used to love that when I was a kid. Haven't heard anything. I'm not 100% sure it still exists at all because I haven't heard anybody mention that my whole life. But I remember watching it multiple times.
Goosebumps shit.
Well, don't judge me.
I don't give a shit if you liked it or not. Okay? Everybody has their own thing. Just because you like to have a wiener in your ass now and again when you play Madden, it doesn't matter. I'm not judging.
Dude, imagine you go outside to smoke a cigarette. It's like 2 a.m. and you're in your whitey tighties and you're just sitting out on the back porch and like you look over in the woods and you see Ride 92 staring back at you.
Who's Ride 90? Oh, dude, that's. I guess I don't know. I guess I wouldn't be. My skin would be white because I was dying, not because it's just my skin color. It would be his color.
It says considered reviewing 2005 Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street novels. Did
they write those? I didn't know they even wrote the book adaptation of either one.
Well, 2005 Friday the 13th. You mean 2009? Was there?
Yeah, he meant 9.
Okay, I would read that though, and I would read the Nightmare on Elm Street novels. That'd probably be pretty fun.
By the way, Ride 92. That was the look of that girl when I was climbing out her window when she woke up and caught me. When my foot was caught on the windowsill because I had to remove her air conditioning unit, and when my foot got caught on the windowsill, she was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" She looked just like that shit. She was half transformed.
Stacy James says stream idea. I think I hit that note pretty good. I wasn't trying to hit that note. It was completely different what I was going for, but that sounded pretty good. I mean, I don't know.
Front man for Chicago.
I should get free pizza. Stacy, thanks so much, man. Says stream idea. Fan casting from any era, ex-Lethal Weapon era, Mel Gibson as Ghost Rider. Some shit like that. Can add directors or whatever. Get wild. Get nasty.
That's a pretty good idea. So yeah, I actually like that for a stream idea. Doing okay, so just taking anything and making a quick, like we would run down director, we would get our starring roles, and then maybe the movie production company, I mean, that would be a bad stream.
I think a better way to do it though would be because like think about it, like, you know how when someone asks you a question on the spot when we're doing these Q&As and like you're like, fuck, I wish I could answer that the way I want to, but I need to research and like look it up and stuff. Yeah. I feel like on the spot would be too hard to come up with good ideas. But if we did one where you guys gave us yours and that led us on our stray, it's like, okay, let's all cast this movie together, and then the crowd gives their casting while we do it collectively together. Like we just pick a movie, put the thing on top, be like, all right, real quick, let's cast Lethal Weapon. Everybody go.
But we get to pick the director.
Yeah, of course we do, because fuck you all.
Because fuck you. Yeah.
And also we get to pick the production company too.
But yeah, we get to pick the production company. We get to pick the director. No, because there's gonna be some crazy ass shit. No, you know what? We'll
do the fun stuff, and you guys do the hard stuff for us.
Yeah, we'll pick the director and the production company.
That's actually a really fun idea, Stacey. I might steal that from you.
Stacey. But you're not getting paid, so stop it.
We're totally going to take that and not compensate you whatsoever. Thank you so much.
No,
what a great plan.
Stacey. What a sexy idea, and we're stealing it. And we can delete this VOD, and no one will know.
We'll call it Fancast Fuckaroo.
No, you know what was weird? It's funny. Mel Gibson as Ghost Rider would work. It would, especially if you're taking the Lethal Weapon idea of Mel Gibson. But I always thought Mel Gibson, dude, back in the day, like when he was doing like Forever Young, like in like 1993, 94, he looked like Captain America to me, dude. The fucking ice blue eyes, the way that he played it in The Patriot and Braveheart. Yeah. Imagine him like prime Mel Gibson as Captain America and more of a gritty, down to earth, like in the vein of like a Saving Private Ryan, and Mel Gibson as the lead, and having a Steven Spielberg directed movie, Captain America, dude, the greatest Marvel movie of all time, right there. If that had been, the case.
I'm also into seeing Mel Gibson as Gambit with the Lethal Weapon hair, with the mullet.
That, dude. He's too
if
short.
He did the Creole accent, you're short. You're short.
Duh!
Shut up,
idiot face. I am not talking about me, idiot face.
I didn't poo-poo your idea, you stupid butthole.
It's called criticism. God, take some.
I'll take a dick. Bud Nelson says, here to say I'm disappointed they're remaking The Crow, and that's it.
I agree with you, Mud.
Yeah.
I looked just like you when I found that out. I was looking at my computer screen when I read they were remaking it, just like you.
You look kind of crowish yourself there, Mud.
Well, the thing about that, I feel like The Crow is in one of those like never touch categories, just like I feel like Back to the Future is in a never touch category to be remade at all. Like there's just certain movies that come out that you should never ever try to remake. The Crow is a perfect example of a perfect 10 out of 10 movie. Why in the fuck would you ever touch that? And how could you ever replicate Brandon Lee's performance?
100%. I agree. And I think you're always walking a sketchy skank territory when you're like, should we, you can never remake this because it was so good, or more importantly, like if somebody passes away or something, it's like, okay, well, no one's ever allowed to have that role again. That jersey's technically retired. I think you're walking a slippery slope with that. But I will say this, when it comes to The Crow, it's different because like you could always do sequels and make your own Crow. There's no reason to remake Brandon Lee's version of The Crow. It's a story you could take and put elsewhere. So I think in that case, with what happened to Brandon Lee and how tragic that was and how great that movie is, that is one movie that should be forever left alone.
Well, I mean, like, look, I think City of Angels was pretty cool. I actually did like the sequel, City of Angels. It did its own thing, and it wasn't obviously the Crow was like the goddamn Mecca. Like, you're never going to match up to it, but it did. I thought the sequel was looked upon poorly when it came out just because it was a follow-up to something as amazing as The Crow. But
I hated it when it came out.
Yeah, but when you watch, I liked it when I watched it, but when I got older and I watched it again, I was like, I like it because it was doing its own thing. Yeah, and I know that set, and I feel bad for all those actors. They had to smell the Iggy Pop aroma of popcorn and butt crack the entire time while they were shooting it. But dude, The City of Angels was actually a good movie, but the rest of them were all dog shit, all fucking dog shit. But yeah, you're right. You should make a good sequel. Just make a good sequel to it. I would discount everything that came after City of Angels and just go after the second one.
Yeah. For sure, 100%, and I totally agree with you. They're also doing a fan film on that, on The Crow, as well. Which it's weird. Oh, sorry, did I say Saturday was the draft? The draft is Sunday. My apologies, folks.
Was that what you were texting me about last night, or was it the other one?
No, last night was our draft that we were in.
Draft,
and the other one. Yeah. I was the only one there, so I had my.
You were?
Yeah. Well, I didn't actually get to pick what I wanted because it computer drafted. There was me and like one other dude.
He didn't show up.
No.
What the fuck? He's the one that started the goddamn thing.
I know. I was shocked he wasn't there. Jeremy Shelley, thank you so much, man.
Hey,
we appreciate it, and you have a beautiful name.
We're definitely going to use that $10 for the lawsuits that we'll have because of Mike's big mouth talking about Disney.
Yeah, we're still recovering from my blatant racism from the Scream 2 conversation.
That case will never die.
That's a joke, by the way. I am in fact not racist. I just don't like
Jada Pinkett
Smith.
Who the fuck does, except for that cuck Will?
Wolf Status. You know he hates it worse than anybody in real life. Wolf Status with Ricardo Vargas hitting the pipe, hitting it twice, hitting it hard. Suck my knife. That was stupid and it made no sense. And I apologize to everyone.
It sounds like a great battle cry for every meth head in New York City.
Yeah, that's what he says to you in the rainy streets of New York, or just with a knife to your throat.
And then right after Halloween until manana.
Dalia. Skank. Art the Clown for sympathetic villain, please.
What?
Those don't work for me.
Wolf Status Ricardo Vargas. You know what? When I see your name and I see your profile pic, you look like somebody that was like alive in the 1800s that wrote beautiful, beautiful mastery piano composures. But in this one, you're wrong, sir. And I must disagree with you. Rock me, Amadeus. I don't know how Art the Clown is sympathetic at all. Art the Clown is literally a psychotic alien that eats kids. That's what he does. There's nothing.
Has no motive. Really?
Well, he has a motive. He fucking likes to eat kids.
Does he eat kids? Art doesn't.
Yeah,
eat kids.
He
eats people.
He doesn't just eat the kids. He likes to scare them first to get them all juicy.
I think he just likes to get that. He's just anarchy. Like sometimes he'll take a bite just to be a fucking weirdo.
No, he likes to There's something about specifically that he eats kids. Like he rarely eats adults.
Are you thinking about? You're thinking about
Art the Clown.
They got Pennywise.
It's a great show, guys. I guess I'll see you next week. I got a lot to talk about and deal with. I just can't get over fucking that 7-hit comment, and I'm just really, different. No, okay, yeah, Art the Clown. Art the Clown is not sympathetic either, though. He's a serial killer.
Yeah,
he's a demon. I mean, as far as I know, he's a demon.
Who knows what he is? Having no motive is not quite adjacent, but we love you, Wolf Status. We really appreciate that. Very generous super chat, my friend. The Field of Screams podcast is the sympathetic horror villain is Jay's next. Here.
I would say so. Yeah, that bitch is a goddamn natural black hole that just comes to the universe and sucks everything down that's good and wholesome, and then leaves it spat out on the ground like vomit and moves on.
Objection! Not everything she sucks is good or wholesome.
No, it's not. She's like Galactus. She just sucks down every fucking good living thing out of a world and then moves on. The World Destroyer, the Earth Eater. She's Gozer the Gozerian.
There's no data here, only Zool. Adrian Ybarra says, Slenderman, any advice for my doo-doo constipation? Like, hold on though, before you go, Slenderman. Like, what is the difference between doo-doo constipation and just regular good old-fashioned constipation?
Because I'm trying not to be dirty, idiot. Yeah, you do constipation. You need to go Taco Bell or you say a nice bean burrito, put some hot sauce on it, and then eat that as well. You might also want to go to Subway Sandwich, get you sweet onion chicken teriyaki, and then eat that as well. And then you call me in the morning, because you're going to go on the toilet for all night. Promise that. Also use Diablo sauce.
Promise that.
Hey, by the
way,
I remember that Diablo sauce. I had some of that Diablo sauce today because I had some leftover packet and I put it on my salad, which was stupid. I just did it because I do weird things, dude. I had the Southwest salad from Walmart, those little shitty ones.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I had that. I got the sauce. And it's not spicy enough for me. So I put like some Diablo sauce I had left over, like a skank. And it was like, there's something about that.
In the corner of your bedroom.
Yeah, dude, I know. I have a whole, no, dude, listen, how skanky I do. I have a whole Ziploc bag full of like packets of like shit, like ketchup and like mild sauce and Diablo sauce.
You living in a dorm?
No, dude, I keep them in a little Ziploc bag behind my TV set.
Keepers.
I put them behind my TV set and I pull them out like, oh, I got some hot sauce here. And I put it on there. There's something about that Diablo sauce that don't taste like, I don't know what it is. It tastes like kind of like tree bark.
I think it's fine, yeah, but it's not the greatest thing ever. You could buy that in the bottle for like $1 at Walmart.
No, I didn't. Because I had hot sauce, but I had red hot, and I don't think that's very good on salad.
It's fine, but yeah. I'm with you on that. Dude, you got to get that fucking. I usually have it on my desk. I can't remember the name of it. Shit, fuck. I'll show it to you, dude. It's the best.
By the way,
in the whole world.
Have you tried that new burger from Wendy's? The nacho cheeseburger.
No, I'm on a fucking.
I know. I just saw it. I didn't try it, but Review Bra, the guy that does the review, the food reviews, report of the week on YouTube. He had
dude with the tie.
Yeah, the tie
guy.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's Review Bra. He had it was called the nacho hamburger sandwich from Wendy's, or a nacho hamburger or whatever.
Did they put chips on it?
Yeah, I don't know. Or they put the nacho sauce on the fucking burger, I guess. I didn't watch the video, but that's what it looked like. He held it up to the camera and it was all like gooey and nacho goodness. You know, when you get two chips stuck together, that's one nacho. I was like, yeah, dude. That looks pretty fucking. But at first I was like, nah, I don't know about that. I don't know, because it can go real south. You got to be real particular with the nacho flavoring on a hamburger.
That's true. The nastiest best thing I ever had though is when you go to tacos too. You can get a Mexican burger, and it's literally just taco meat just smushed in between two buns. Yeah, and it's kind of like a sloppy Joe. Yeah. It's good, probably bad for you, but good. I will try that. I tried their ghost pepper chicken sandwich, dude. Nothing but heartburn. No heat until it was on the way out.
I have not had. What was the last? Dude, I literally haven't had an actual spicy sandwich that they advertise as spicy since the jalapeno thick burger from Hardee's.
No way, you've had some.
Because McDonald's. No, because when McDonald's released their ghost pepper nuggets, the only thing spicy about that was the sauce.
Yeah, just their spicy nuggets, and then the Burger King ghost pepper nuggets weren't hot at all, but they gave me hot, fiery butthole. So you got all of the consequence and none of the good shit.
Well, actually, I think the volcano menu at Taco Bell wasn't bad.
No,
that had a little kick to it.
Yeah, that was good stuff. I want to try that nacho burger though. I'm looking forward to that. That sounds amazing. Fucking fruits. Wolf of Elm Street says also, please more TCM game content. It's golden. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
We are going to do more. We're going to do more.
We're also going to do some turtles too. Also, not the game turtles too, just turtles more. We did some turtles.
We're going to fuck turtles.
Yeah, we're going to have sex with turtles and turn them out like the little boys they are.
Yeah, I say maybe next week. Probably next week we'll do another stream on Patreon. So that's a pretty good reason to join. It's not like the Patreon live streams that we do. But as we learn it, we're gonna play it on Patreon and do some live streams, do it live. We did a 3-hour one the other day, so it's a really good reason to join the Patreon. It's the lowest tier, it's like $5 tiers and all the way up.
Yeah, we're still in the testing process of the gaming thing. So
yeah,
we'd rather embarrass ourselves in front of people that understand rather than all of you fine folk that would be like, God, what a shit fucking channel this is.
Yeah, true. There was a whole 30 minutes of that stream where I just chased a cricket around my house screaming like a girl. That literally happened. That was the thing, because it was. But you guys don't understand. Right. It was like a praying mantis, like hybrid fucking cricket, and it was flying around my fucking house. It was gnarly, dude. It was gnarly. Joe Valentine says it's the wife's 28th birthday. Can Alexis get a Loomis shout out?
Yes. Roses are red, violets are blue. You're 28. Who the fuck are you? Happy birthday, Alexis. Goddamn. Thank you, Joe.
Do you spell it with a U? That's interesting. I like it. It's different.
Mm-hmm.
It's spicy. Like you, Joe. Tell her we're gonna take her man.
By the way, that's literally how Loomis would be like talking to you in the bar. Like, Joe, you just sound like a guy that Loomis would be friends with at the bar. And like, hey, I don't know what to do, doctor. My wife's birthday's today, and I forgot her fucking gift. I don't want to go home right now because she's really pissed off. She had this candlelit dinner, and what am I gonna do? And I'm like, well, if she doesn't forgive you, leave it, Joe. Jesus Christ, you come in here every goddamn Sunday. At this point, you might as well be an owner.
The way you said Joe had so much heartfelt, like sympathetically in it.
I know. I was doing something like a 1920s fucking detective movie.
Is that what you think it did, Joe? Eon McGrath, the man with the coolest fucking name of all time. Not only does he share a name with legendary singer Mark McGrath, but he also
Sugar Gay, you mean?
yeah. Don't you call me? You don't say that. You don't say that.
I remember that piece of shit getting mad at that fan. Yeah. I mean, he should have called him Sugar Gay, but Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah,
like, you're a celebrity. You're a multi-millionaire. He's like, what the fuck you say, bro? What the fuck you say? I'm like, dude, you got like 50 fucking bodyguards around you and this little pipsqueak dude.
Yeah, he was a douchebag in that moment for sure, especially since like he didn't go hardcore until he knew that until that kid was like, then he was like, oh, I got him. He's not going to fight back. So he's like, I'm going to pump up for
I guess in my head, dude, the clocks have been turning and I'm not violent. I was like, I guess I'm going to jail for the first time in my life because I'm going to hit this motherfucker, this frosted tip bitch.
That being said, I will say that if you go back into Sugar Ray's catalog, some of those songs that they had were pretty fucking dope. Like as far as like pop punk music goes, they were an underrated sort of pop punk band for a moment there. I know
they reminded me of the Kmart of punk rock, but yeah,
sort of. Oh yeah, it definitely back then they were just radio, but like they had some early songs. Like I kind of like it. It's fun to listen to. But Eon's first name, dude, you know what's so great about it? Is that it's literally the sound that makes when you turn on the fucking proton packs. Yo, like you know what I mean?
Yo, Ray, Egon. Ghostbusters too, yeah.
Is Pinhead sympathetic in your opinion? I think he's the least sympathetic of all time.
I don't think so, dude.
He's in hell and he wants to watch people get fucking killed.
I'll tell you what, man. I literally shuffled my list around 45 minutes ago. Because I will be honest with you, I had Pinhead on it. And there's a reason for that. If you're familiar, you know what, we'll get into that when we get into the actual rankings. But yeah, Pinhead is actually a lot more sympathetic. Elliot Spencer, who is Pinhead, when they go into his backstory in the second film and they fleshed out a little bit more in the third movie, you actually understand his backstory a little bit more. Yeah, he is. I mean, also Chatterer. All of the Cenobites, minus like a few of them, are sympathetic. Chatterer is a 12-year-old boy.
Yeah.
I mean, I see. And then I think the female, there was something wrong with her, like she was a suicide or something. Like you got to remember, these people were forced into servitude to serve the devil, essentially, and their memories were blanked. They forgot their humanity.
Yeah, for me, it doesn't pass my poopy test because like they're getting off on it though. So even though like they didn't want to do it at first, they're like, ew, I don't want to do that. Now that they're doing, they're like, I like it.
I think the reason why Elliot Spencer, or AKA Pinhead, is more sympathetic is just because when he came back from World War One, there was no such thing, or there was no term called PTSD. They were just saying shell shock. So he's like, well, people drank themselves to death for what they had seen or done. I went further. I wanted to find something more fucked up and more sadistic after, time and again. And then he found the box, and then the rest is history. But yeah, I think he's pretty sympathetic. I mean, if you're going to go off the second and third one,
what happened to him, I think he is. I would agree with you wholly. But after he became Pinhead, no, not now.
Well, it's not really his actions anymore.
Tears, please.
It's a waste of good suffering.
Yeah, just butt. No tears, just butt. I want your butt. Michael Parton says Night Trap is a game that has Dano Play-Doh from Different Strokes, where you set traps on vampires. It was on PC, Sega CD, Sega 3 doors out, and then they released it.
Oh, I never heard. I've never played it.
Yeah, it sounds fun though. Actually, I kind of want to play it now that you gave us the lowdown on it. Ed Boy Movies, thanks, buddy. Says, sup, dudes. A bit serious, but y'all see the video of Ron Perlman. Regardless how you feel about him, kind of going at the suits that didn't care about the writers and them losing homes.
I don't think I've seen it.
I saw the first one. So there was two. There was a video he did at first. Fuck you, Hella. Get out of here. I'm trying to work. Sorry, my dog hit my camera.
And, don't talk about your wife that way. Jesus.
But no, I saw this. I didn't see the second video, but the first video, there was a rumor going around that one of the giant execs at the studios said that they're going to let the strike go on until people start losing their houses.
I heard that.
And he did a video. He was straight up his character from Drive. And he was like, let me tell you something. He's like, there's a lot of ways to lose your fucking house. Okay. Yeah. And he was like being like, like I could burn down your fucking house. Like kind of like allegedly sort of saying that. And I was like, fuck yeah. I hate Ron Perlman. It's nothing personal. I just don't like his face. I don't like the way he speaks.
I think Ron Perlman's an idiot most of the time. He spouts his mouth off a lot of he sounds ignorant as fuck most of the time, but
for me, it's just his face. It's nothing about what he says. I don't even know what he says. I just don't like his face. And I know that's very, very rude, but I'm just being honest.
It reminds me of that dude from Barstool Sports, that Boston guy. They always gets into it.
Yeah, I can see that.
He's a fucking idiot. He's a fucking moron. He thinks he's smart and he sounds smart, but he's not. He's an idiot. Yeah, he's in fuck, dude. He's that red-haired douchebag.
David Portnoy.
I think that's his name. Yeah, I think he was
the main guy, the guy who owns it.
No, not David.
Oh, you're thinking of Michael Rappaport.
Michael Rappaport. I think he's a fucking idiot too.
Yeah, I actually sometimes I agree. He's funny sometimes, but
sometimes, but other times
I could totally see how he could be annoying as fuck.
But I haven't seen the Ron Perlman thing. Listen, I think people should be fair, paid fair and equally for what they do and what they work for, especially writers of these movies. Because listen, the writers, we've interviewed a few of them on the show. They don't get nearly the credit they deserve at all. They never get the praise or the spotlight half the time. And these are the guys that create these awesome franchises that we all fall in love with. But they never get like the limelight. But they should at least get the payment for everything that takes a lot of fucking work, dude. Like you got to create a universe, you got to create an idea, you got to execute it, you got to make it flow well and then present it. I mean, there's a lot of things that go into writing a great movie and they don't. But yeah, I did. But there are some people though, I'm like, they're asking for shit that I'm like, yeah, dude, like if you got paid already and you're asking for more money just standing around, like I think that fucking Snow White girl's like, I should get paid for standing around in my dress I should get $50,000 for standing around for 3 hours. Go fuck yourself, goddamn talalaka. Because you already got fucking paid. Shut the fuck up and take your goddamn money, you multi-millionaire wannabe bitch, and go the fuck away. You've already tanked Disney's movie by running your fucking mouth. Just shut the fuck up and go count your money like in goddamn People Under the Stairs when he's counting the coins. Stop acting like you're a part of these struggling writers.
I'm going to be honest with you, dude. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Rachel Zegler, she's an idiot, dude.
When
she's
said goddamn talaka,
I couldn't think of what to say, and so it just came out that way. I don't even know what that fucking means.
Well, yeah, I think they're fucked over, the actors and the writers both, because of the AI stuff and because actors used to get. Well, yeah, when you look into it though, like
depending on the actor, I don't think
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm
starring
sure,
role actors, fuck them.
Well, I'm sure there's plenty of people out there who are getting, but like a lot of the starring role actors who are making millions of dollars are actually picketing to help like the TV show actors and shit like that, because Hollywood doesn't want to pay them residuals, which is how like a lot of these people that are huge actors now made a living when they got started by the residuals off their shows. So it's a shit. But yeah, there's always going to be douchebags in every pit, no doubt. Paul Locker. Tim C, what up, dude? Thank you so much, man. You're always so kind to us, and we love the way that your teeth look when you smile. Is that weird?
Yeah, no,
I don't think
great.
It's weird.
I love it.
I think it's totally
He's
normal
a handsome fucking guy.
Men to say other men are handsome and that we appreciate their company naked. Hey guys, hey chat, add super chat. Just watched The Woman from 2009. Legit, seriously messed up. Jay, Zach Baggins on latest episode admitted he hasn't exercised in years to explain his weight gain. Oh. Mike and Jay mailed those cards to you and Jay today. Keep an eye out, please. Oh shit. Bad boys,
dude. What you gonna do? What you gonna do if you get pulled over in?
Gonna give him Tim C's card.
No, man, thank you. Zach. Well, but Zach Bagans is I like that makes sense, but at the same time, Zach Bagans is still a douchebag. Like he is.
What do you do?
Yeah, he treats his crew, dude. Like how he made it all about himself. He got people fucking fired. Like he would. Like it was all like on the I think I talked about this, the whole Ghost Adventures thing. You know what I'm talking about? Zach Bagans.
Yeah,
the guy with the black hair.
I don't like any of those guys.
I'm all sexy. I look hot and shit. Like he literally got mad at people like other shows that were competing with him and would go to like the producers and be like, if this show does well, I'm quitting. Get rid of this show. Do that. Like he's become a fucking diva. And then now if they don't catch anything, he's like, I'm possessed. I'm possessed. Do you see me? I'm possessed. I almost killed you.
Well, we've talked about this a lot before, but I think that all of those Ghost Hunter shows and Ghost Paranormal, Ghost Terrific, I think they're all full of shit and fake because they never catch it. And he's like, dude, I feel the rage of something inside of me.
Zach
I'm macho man.
That's Zach Bagans. That's him.
And then there's the ones that like, dude, the camera just missed it, but look, I've got a red mark on my arm. It slashed me. And I was like, this is also
I believe in the paranormal. I believe in ghosts and shit. I just feel like if you're gonna market it and you're gonna corporate, like that's not even a word, but if you're gonna corporatize it, you know what I mean? And that should be a word. That should be Cole Webster. Corporatize it. Make it like a corporate thing. It's going to come off as corny and cheesy and fake because listen, they're putting on a show at that point. It's not real. They're not really hunting anything anymore. I think there was a lot of people that came out later on. They're like, listen, at first going out and going to these haunted locations was real. They were doing a lot of the work that, paranormal investigators do, and they were trying to catch sounds or whatever. But they're like, if you're looking at 8 hours of tape and nothing fucking happens, and they have to cut something for TV for an hour, you have to pipe in sound. You have to do something to make people come back for the next episode because they're not going to watch an hour of nothing happening. So you either have to create drama like Jersey Shore shit, or you got to fucking pipe in like, "Ooh, take your pants down.
I won't suck your dick."
Or you got to have Zach Bagans go be like, "I felt the rage coming in from me, and he looked like the guy that killed the other guy in 1805."
He was wearing gray.
But you know, also Zach Bagans barely treats his own guys, like the guys that he works with, those two, Aaron and the other guy, like trash, like fucking trash. They've been with him. That the guy that he started with left because of Zach's attitude. But the other guy, and again, I mean, I understand, like they stay around because they get paid well, but they get like, he's a fucking pure diva. He's a pure asshole to them, and they only stay around because they're getting checks, which I understand. I mean, you got to get paid, man. You're gonna suck that dick or what? Yeah, if they got a lot of zeros behind it at the end of the day.
Yeah, so, and I do know people enjoy it, and God love them for it. I wish I could. I liked the idea of it when it came out, but I watched like 2 episodes, and I was like, "This is fake as fucking MTV reality show." So I stopped watching. But some of those people do get crazy with the Cheese Whiz as far as like their fame and shit like that. And you're like, "Wow!"
Yeah, well, Zach really did he got out of his mind on that shit. But also, by the way, I do think that there are legitimate people that do go out and they try to do the paranormal investigations and stuff. And I think they start out with the best intentions of doing that. But listen, when a lot of checks are coming in and you're getting a lot more money than you used to get, and then they're like, "Hey, is it okay if we just pipe in a fucking ghost?" And they're like, "What do you mean?" It's like, "Oh, woo," or like a thing moving across the screen, and we'll use some fishing line. Just keep a secret. And they're like, "All right." I mean, why wouldn't you do? I mean, the goddamn ghost hunters used to work at Roto-Rooter. They were fucking plumbers, dude.
Yeah, one thing I've noticed, especially doing like when you dip your fat fucking toe into like news stuff and updates, and then other people start doing a lot of updates, and then a lot of people start doing updates, and then a lot of people just start making up their own updates. I've realized something when it comes to things is that people really, the majority of people really don't, and it's fine. I guess I'm just very different in this. When I see
You're a bitter asshole is what you is.
No, when I see something, I can tell it's bullshit. Like I can tell it's fake and it's made up. My brain can't go, yeah, but I'm being entertained by the lie. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't do it. I get mad that they're lying to my fucking face. So like, but I've noticed
you watch movies though. You're being lied to.
But those are up front. So like if we did
I mean, the fourth kind could have been real.
Shut up. Well, maybe a little bit. No, but like if there was a channel out there called Fake Halloween Updates, hey, we're just gonna make up shit that sounds cool for fun. I would watch it and I'd be like, hey, that's fun. You guys are having a good time.
Who, Mike? AKA who?
Every fucking buddy, Jay. And then but these people come out, they're like, oh, we're legit news, breaking news, fucking, and they like just slap out shit. All I'm saying is I've realized people don't really mind. People are cool with it. Like, hey, lie to me. This guy's been right before. All right.
I feel like we had a major breakthrough. It's like, now tell me about your mother.
It makes you just not want to
there are people on the tube of you that are basically the physical manifestation of we got this covered.
Mm-hmm.
Like 100%. Like if there's even a fart squeak noise somewhere in the distance that says Halloween news, and it's probably bullshit, they'll be like, big time update, boom, boom. I'll buy that for $1. Guess what, guys? Michael Myers is gonna have a dress next time. What? And they're like, that never happened. Like,
well, this guy was right before when he quoted directly from CBS, so he definitely knows what he's talking about.
I got a source that knew a guy that had a cousin that fucked a producer that also knew the director that told me 5 years ago that this was a possibility. So you're wrong. I have sources.
Dude, I will watch these videos sometimes because I follow that shit like my fucking life depends on it. Like kind of like it's my fucking job, and I follow that shit, and I know exactly what's going on. So I'll see someone's fucking headline, and they'll be like, "This crazy things happen." I'm like, I'll watch it, and I'll go, "Oh shit, man, this guy is so full of shit. He's about to get lit up in the comments." And I'll scroll down to the comments, and everybody's like, "You're the best YouTuber ever. Thank you for this news." And I'm like, no one cares. No one cares if they're fucking lying to you.
Yeah, but I thought it would say comments disabled. It's like that's when you know it's all bad. When comments are disabled, you know you motherfucker were getting like real hate targeted. But no, I personally be like, listen, if it doesn't come out official at all, it's probably full of shit. Like if you see an official announcement, I'm not saying that leaks and rumors aren't true, because some people have followed the leaks and rumors and down the rabbit hole we go, and they have turned out to be real. But it is a lot rarer than people think. It's a lot rarer.
You could literally come out with this legit thing happened to me. You could come out with a video and be like, here's why this thing that's going around is not true. And here's the exact evidence as to why it's not true. Vaxxed? No, but then someone will come up with the opposite video and be like, it's true. And it'll be complete bullshit. And they will fucking dwarf you and use their, it's sad, man. It's sad. Thank you so much, Tim. We fucking love you so much. Thank you for those cards, dude. Those are going to come in handy, I promise.
I think we'll need those.
That's going to be a big game changer right there.
Thank you, sir.
We love you, Tim. Austin says, you're humping, ain't you? You're humping, you fucking perverts. Yeah, you're humping. Oh, I get it now. You're humping it, ain't you? Oh, you're humping it all right. Just like me. Came inside a time or two.
God I'm just thinking, damn it. How did he know the last conversation I had at Cracker Barrel? With that dude that was playing those oversized checkers.
I'm just imagining Reverend Sayer having butt sex now. Ride 92 says the 2005-06 Friday the 13th and Freddy novels were published by New Line Cinema and Black Flame, and they're canon, bitches.
Oh, shit.
They were pre-remake era.
Well, fuck us. We're done. Okay.
We're going to watch.
I didn't know that they had a that's weird. I didn't even know they had a Friday the 13th novel line.
Sounds like someone's going to be on eBay tonight.
Yeah.
Slapping their cock. Ryan B. Look at this dude. He's a party guy.
He looks like he's saying slap at the best.
I slap at the best, man. Always thought Gage Creed was pretty sympathetic.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but he's a bastard, so fuck him. I play with mommy. I play with whatever, and now I want to play with you. I'm like, you're gonna play with goddamn fucking shovel.
Actually, this is a really good point. Like, that's probably the most sympathetic of all time, except for
demon.
Yeah, that's the
it wasn't
though,
him,
right? Yeah, so it's not technically Gage because he's possessed by a demon.
Yeah, because I mean,
that's what we say it in fancy cultures.
I stayed away from, and listen, because you would go, there would be so many. I stayed away from any exorcism type of films. Like, I didn't put Reagan on here. I didn't put Emily Rose on here. You could have put the chick from Stigmata on here.
Yeah, if you're possessed,
because it would have been like, yeah, of course Reagan is sympathetic because she's a little girl that was possessed by a goddamn demon that had nothing to do except possess a little girl. But at the same time,
somewhere to be. Don't you have someone to kill?
Yeah, I do. Damn, I love that smell. Reminds me of biscuit and gravy. That's for Demolition Man. But no, I'm serious. But yeah, Gage Creed was technically just a skin sack with a demon underneath of it.
That sounds like my dick. Robin Parker says Jay's ex's motto: "I am become death, the destroyer of worlds."
Yeah, she was Oppenheimer. That's what she was. Fuck yeah, dude. She split an atom, which really actually translates. She split your life apart and watched it explode.
That's actually what you do. And it's like when you're really fucked up or like you're really high or on mushrooms or something and you come inside someone you're not supposed to. Like once that great feeling leaves, you're like, I'm going to do it. I don't care. And once that feeling leaves, that's that voice enters your brain. He goes, I am become death.
No, Robin, actually, I am become death. The destroyer of worlds should be the motto of the IRS. When you become an agent, I become death. The destroyer of worlds. Because you destroy somebody's fucking life in 5 seconds.
Yeah, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna play Madden, and I'm not gonna.
That's what you should say if you win. You should say that. Or if you get a touchdown, say it every time you get a touchdown.
Don't speak the entire game. Yeah. Someone's talking shit to you, and then just at the end, when they're like, "The game is over," be like, "I am become death, destroy worlds."
No, actually, download Cillian Murphy's like actual when he says it in the movie, and just play that.
That's fucking fantastic, man. Benjamin Not Tramer says, do you boys think a RoboCop versus Terminator movie? Dude, yes. And I think it's the only way that they should ever make a Terminator movie again.
Well, I think that, yeah, because at this point, RoboCop and the Terminator franchise are kind of bust, aren't they? I mean, the last movie of Terminator was dog shit. It was terrible, stinky, wet dog shit on the pavement. And the RoboCop remake was the same. At this point, are you gonna remake RoboCop? Like they already tried and it failed. So I think that when you get into the versus territory, I think that's when the franchises really don't have anywhere to go except to do that to get a little bit more interest back in those particular franchises. Like when they did Freddy versus Jason, they had nowhere else. Both were on life support, so they had to do it to get people interested. So yeah, I definitely think it could happen. I think it would be easy for them to do it. But whether or not it's going to happen, I don't know. What would be great if they got Paul Verhoeven to work with James Cameron to do it. That would be fucking phenomenal. That'll never happen. That would never happen. But I'm just saying, in a perfect world, imagine that, dude. RoboCop versus Terminator with Paul Verhoeven and James Cameron. God damn.
And by the way, stay tuned because we're also going to be talking about that new RoboCop documentary that we promise you're going to want to see. Holy shit.
It's so good.
It's basically like having a new RoboCop movie out. Like it really is like that. That comes out on Screenbox tomorrow. And then also, dude, that game was one of my favorite Super Nintendo games. It was so hard though. It was so hard.
You know what sucks is it was better on Sega Genesis. I only know that because I got an emulator and I could play it on Sega Genesis for the first time. So much fucking better, dude. Way better than the SNES. But
was it really? I never knew.
Yeah, dude. Because they had the blood, they had the gore. It just felt more like a RoboCop game than what we got on the SNES. But it was the SNES game I played it all the time.
That shit was great, man. And that would be an amazing movie. Like I honestly think if they came out with that today, RoboCop vs. Terminator announced at Comic-Con, I think it would be the biggest movie of the fucking year. I think if you got the right team behind it.
Yeah, if RoboCop vs. Terminator was announced at San Diego Comic-Con like next year, I think it would be the talk of the con. I think everybody would be. I think it would be the same equivalent of something like when they announced Batman versus Superman. Like it would have that same type of energy around it. They're like, oh my God. And it would be divisive as fuck. I already know it would be divisive as fuck. Because you're going to have so many people like, this is not the way. This is not a Terminator movie or a RoboCop movie. This is a stinky full diaper. They said, suck it with a straw. And then you're going to have people like, no, it's great. I loved it. It was so good. It will be a divisive movie.
The only problem is, for a fact, with not only the Terminator special effects, but also the RoboCop special effects, they're doing it CGI. It's going to be CGI as fuck. But if they did one, if they actually came together and like, we're making an old school practical effects, 80s, 90s style RoboCop versus Terminator. Are you fucking kidding me? I think we would just become a RoboCop versus Terminator update channel.
I would,
and then we get ripped off like we did with Halloween and Scream.
Dude, I sucked that mechanical cock every time I saw it. But here's the thing: at the end of the day, I would even be fine if Verhoeven was the only one that wanted to come back and do it. Like if you couldn't get Cameron because he's too busy chasing blue buttholes in the avatars.
Yeah,
Verhoeven. I love Jim Cameron. I appreciate it. But I understand that if he doesn't want to do that movie again, which I get, he didn't even want to direct the last one because he knew it sucked. He just wanted to put his name on it to get some residuals. But if Verhoeven did it, I think Verhoeven would be I would really love to see what Verhoeven's take would be on Terminator. You know, that would be really interesting because know how James Cameron saw it, which is great. But I'm saying Verhoeven's got a different stylized vision when it comes to his movies. By the way, I will say on that Robo documentary that we're going to talk about, I was like, holy shit, I didn't know this. Paul Verhoeven says that is up to this day the best movie he's ever made. That's shit. What Verhoeven said that.
Yeah, I Starship Troopers makes a run, but he's probably right. He's probably right.
I gotta go pee though.
Sure. All right, I was gonna go first, but that's cool. You have your time.
I gotta go pee.
You get your nuggets, I'll get mine. Don't you worry about how.
Sometimes you gotta take the thing out of the baby's butt. What is that thumb thing? What do they call it? The pacifier? I don't know. I don't have kids.
Right. Go pee. Come back so I can pee.
All right, I'll be back.
Bye. Like the girls say. Bye. Hey, Adam Davis. A. Davis. Are you golfing? No, you're holding a small child. I hope you're not golfing that small child. Whorehound weekend. You guys should go. I've always wanted to go. I have. We have Scarefest that we go to every year. Whorehound's close. It's in Cincy. It's in Indy. One day we will. We fucking will. Who knows? Maybe this year. Maybe you. Maybe go fuck yourself. Not you, but just as a saying. Atrocitus, which is a fucking badass name. It's a beautiful name. It's a strong name. It says, want a spicy burger? 4 Horsemen burger at Chunky's in San Antonio, Texas. Well, we're not near San Antonio, Atrocitus. It'll rearrange your guts worse than Piper Perry's. You know what, dude? I fucking love me a spicy burger. I love it. I love all the spices. But as spices for me have to come at a time in my life where I don't have anything planned for the next day. Like I love to eat the spicy shit, but I'm so old now. I have to be like, can I? I got a meeting at fucking 7 p.m. or I have a fucking, meet up or some shit. I'm like, there goes that. If I've got the day off to just shit in painful silence, I will fucking do it. That sounds good though. I would love to do that. And I would love to visit Texas too. I've never been. I want to go to South by Southwest and I got some friends I want to visit in Texas. Isaac Halverson. I'll cut you at your knees. Says, I hope we meet someday so I can dab y'all up. Well, I'm married, so I appreciate it, Isaac, and it's a thoughtful suggestion. But I can't dab with other men. It's just against the law. It's against God's law right now when you're in a relationship. But I will suck your dick. Adrian Yabaro says, Carrie is sympathetic. P.S. You missed RIP super chat. Well, that sounds. I'm gonna scroll. And we're going back. And we're going back. And we're going back. You know what Jay and I need? Talent. And also a producer. we need to. One of these days, we're going to be big enough to hire a fucking producer to help us so that we're not such pieces of shit who miss stuff like this. The last thing I had from you, Adrian, is your doo-doo constipation. That's the last thing I see from you, dude. I'm scrolling, though. I'm looking and I'm thinking and I'm wishing and I'm finding. Oh, here we go. Adrian Ybarra says, not to be morbid, but a couple celeb RIPs out there. Wrestlers Terry Funk. I didn't know about Terry Funk. That's crazy. Bray Wyatt and TV host Bob Barker. We drink one for you. Two fellas, the D, dude. Bray Wyatt specifically is so sad. I don't know what happened, so I won't. What's the word I'm looking for? I won't conject. I won't imagine. I know there's some rumblings out there of what happened, but yeah, it's just sad as shit, dude. Sad on multiple levels. A, because he was 36 years old. He was so young. Bob Barker, on one hand, and no offense to Bob Barker or anything, but it's one of those people when they die, you go, shit, I kind of thought they were already dead. That being said, fucking Bob Barker kicked ass, man. Love Bob Barker. Amazing in Happy Gilmore. And I love the joke there. Like, that dude, he's like, he died right before he could go over 100. So we could stay at 99 and not go over. But Bob Barker was the shit. Hey, great for him. If you tell me right now you live till 99, I'm signing that fucking deal. Give it to me right now. Amazing life, amazing dude. Bray Wyatt's the saddest though for me, man, to die at 36 years old and have that much talent and to be on the cusp of all the great stuff that he was. He did a bunch of great things. Don't get me wrong. But to have it just felt like his story wasn't over, didn't it? Like, he was this huge star and like the most interesting thing so many of us saw in WWE in so long. Got me and Jay to actually react to a wrestling video, and then they canned him. And I don't know the story behind that. It's like, okay, this guy's going to come out like a phoenix from the ashes, you know? And then the next thing you hear is he passed away, sadly. So it was really depressing. That's sad to hear. And it just sucks, man. It's fucking crazy. We're talking about Bray Wyatt, dude. How crazy that is.
What?
Like 36 years old.
Oh,
36 years old. It's nuts. Let me see here. I had to scoot up because I missed one. And I, sir, am at your house. Come outside.
I knew my dick was tingling.
What? What'd you say to me? What'd you say to my fucking face? I bet you won't say it to my dick. Okay, it's 7:40 p.m., my friend. Adrian Ybarra is where we're at.
All right.
He says, Carrie is sympathetic. P.S. You missed. I got the super chat that he missed, by the way. But okay. Carrie is sympathetic, but I'm going to go ahead and spoiler alert this one. I did not include Carrie in my list, and because I don't see her as a villain. Carrie is so sympathetic, I don't see her as a villain.
No, she's like a bully kid or something with like superpowers. I don't know. I don't even see her as a villain. Her mom was the villain. I don't see her as a villain at all.
Yeah. All right. I'll be right back, sweet cheeks.
All right, sweet. I'll see you soon. I'll see you real soon. Okay. Oh, there we go. Rootin' tootin', Texas tootin', coming up. He says, I'm on that sign, Rush blaring, covered in poo-poo from work, but here I am, boy. You seen that Tim Tebow documentary? Real interesting fellow that boy is. Yeah, now I tell you what, Texas tootin', I ain't had the privilege or the opportunity to watch no TV. I've not had time to watch no TV set talking about no Tim Tebow, but he is a Christian man. He is from the South. He's from Florida. He ain't no Texas, but he's from Florida. And God bless him. I ain't watched it yet, though. But I ain't worried about it. And I'm glad you joining us here with that poo-poo and that shit all over your work boots. I'm not right about a hard-working. Look at that ugly-ass motherfucker right there. Look at them teeth. Shoot. Smells like goddamn gingivitis. Thank you, Rootin' Tootin'. Zach Desroches, thank you so much, sir. He says, about to start the TCM game. Any good tips for either teams? Keep up the good content, my dudes. We are not the guys to ask for tips. Tips or dicks. I would say if you're going to play Survivor, go for the fucking toolbox. Take care of yourself. Fuck the other survivors and get out as quick as you can. Go for the toolbox. Get the screwdriver. Get out of the basement as quick as you can. And if possible, use your teammates as bait to lure, Leatherface or the crackhead Jim that runs around or the old man in order to escape. That's what I would say. As if you're a killer, I have no idea because I didn't get to play a killer yet. So, but man, enjoy. It's a great game, really good. Brian Bowden, thank you so much, sir. Great, thank you. Development Hellion says just started a channel this weekend. Congratulations. You guys were and are a major inspiration. Thanks a million and keep rocking the shit. Well, thank you so much, Development Hillians. That's an awesome compliment, and I wish you nothing but luck in your journey into this YouTube space, and I hope that you are very successful. Thank you, Development. Jay Scott says, hey, guys, had the walking farts at work today. Got up to 17. Yeah, you fucking count that shit out. Should have been more, but after number 6, I started laughing and forced them out hard. Yeah, dude, you gotta be careful at number 6 and you start laughing because at like number 7 or 8, you could shard. And if you shard, man, you're gonna be walking around like a penguin. You're not gonna be walking normally or naturally. You're gonna be walking around like a penguin with all that shit stuck between your cheeks. Skins 9909. Thank you, Jay Scott, by the way. Says the cadaver from Autopsy of Jane Doe is pretty sympathetic. Yeah, I can see that. I didn't put her on my list, but I could definitely see if someone were to make their own list and they put her on there. But show, I see it. Thank you so much, Skins. Wolf of Elm Street says, yeah, man, I got to join Patreon Saturday. Seems dope, or streams seems dope. Yeah, dude, they're fun, man. We have a lot of fun. We do a lot of crazy shit. We do finger painting. There at some point is we draw and then we color on coloring books. It's a gas. You'll love it. But yeah, man, come join. Have a good time. Michael Parton says Atrocious is a Green Lantern villain, by the way, Mike. Oh, I don't know. Was Mike making himself some stupid? Atrocious? Yes, it is a Green Lantern villain. Wasn't Atrocious a part of the Rage, the Ring of Rage or whatever? Isn't that I don't know what they're called, the Rage Corps? I don't know, but I know that his ring, Atrocious, is like it pulls out the rage of you. I don't know. I think that's what it is though. But yeah, I know what Atrocious is. Brandon Ferguson, what's up, man? Says, some guys, y'all should check out the parody of Ghost Hunters that South Park did. Hilarious. Also, looks like I'm gonna make it down to Scarefist this year. Awesome, man. Can't wait to see you. And I didn't even know that South Park did that. But listen, the parody, it's so easy to do of those ghost hunting shows. It's so like the material is just given to you on a silver platter because it's gotten so ridiculous over the years. Dan Murphy, thank you so much, sir. Says, need a big year from Christian Watson. I'm ready for the Jordan Love era, Mike. I'll let Mike know about that. Thoughts on Gabe Itch in fantasy this year? What does Rob Zombie Ronnie think, Jay? I don't follow football enough to really tell you that, but they're probably all queer. Probably dress their sister up and want to fuck them and shit like that. You know what I mean? Fuck them. Boy sits up there cutting off goddamn rat's ears and shit like that in his bedroom. That's so far from Ronnie. That just sounds like a neighbor of mine. But I will let Mike know your question there, Dan. And Austin says, why did Uncle Frank cut that rat? Who was that for? I don't know. I'm trying to think what part that was. I know it was in Hellraiser. Austin. I don't know. Maybe he was thirsty. I don't know what the fuck that was. But anyway, we're caught up. I think we're caught up now. I got to make sure I mark that, though, for Mike. 8:05. 8:05, and we will get there. Isaac says, y'all pee a lot. Yeah, well, we have a lot of adult juice. But thank you guys for joining. It's been really fun. By the way, I was going to tell you guys, I've got into collecting. I'm not doing the classics line because I missed out too many. The Masters of the Universe action figures. I got Castle Grayskull last week, dude, and it was a solid deal. It was a solid deal on Amazon. I know I like He-Man, whatever, but I really enjoy it. I'm getting the I got the 40th anniversary of He-Man. It's pretty badass. It's pretty cool. And now I'm on to I think they're Masters of the Universe Origins. It's pretty cool. But I can't afford the ones that came out originally. I love to get them, but I ain't got that kind of bread, y'all. Isaac says, me too. Yeah, dude, I love it, dude. Kyle says, you tried Dead Space remake? No, I haven't. I've been playing Oregon Trail. I've been playing Oregon Trail a lot, and then I'm still playing I started getting back into Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed. They had the recent updates. I haven't played it in a long time, and I know that they released the new shells, so you can get the real Ghostbusters Proton Pack, the real Ghostbusters Trap, and the PKE. You can also get Extreme Ghostbusters, the 2016 Ghostbusters. Holy fuck, who wants that shit? And then you can get I think that's it. But yeah, so it's been pretty fun so far. I've had a pretty good time doing that. But Action Figure Dude says, I heard Motu and I had to jump in here. Yeah, dude. Matt, they're great figures, dude. I love that. It's so cool. I wish I had a camera to show you guys. I've literally got some of the figures that are stacked down there on the floor, and I haven't had, I don't know where to put them yet. But dude, look at this shit, dude. Hold on. Dude, look at this fucking Battle Cat. Look at this fucking Battle Cat, dude. Look at the articulation on, like, the back goes up and down. Look how big this motherfucker is. And I know that no girl's ever said that about me, but look, dude, the mouth actually moves. Like, this helmet comes off, right? It's Cringer, and it snaps on. Dude, this is like, I know that the original Battle Cat was like way smaller than this, like from the regular line, but dude, this is actually really fucking awesome.
I'm gone for 5 minutes and you're showing your Battle Cat.
Yeah, dude. Battle Cat. Battle Cat.
Oh. I love it.
Look at this sexy fucker right here. Look, dude.
Oh, that's dope, dude. That's old school as hell. Is that like a remake?
No, I got this one. This isn't the Origins that I'm collecting, but this is the 40th anniversary He-Man.
That's dope. That's pretty dope, though. I like it.
I know.
I want to play with it.
Fabulous secret powers were revealed to me the day I held off my magic sword and said, "By the power of Grayskull, bitch!" Yeah, dude. And the truth is, he's not that pricey for the 40th anniversary one. He's not that pricey. I think he's like $31. It might go up. I really didn't want to open them, but I got Castle Grayskull, so I had to open him and put him next.
You got the whole Castle Grayskull?
Yeah, dude. It's like $48.
Holy shit, that's badass.
I can't show him. I want you guys to see it. I can't show it though because I don't have a camera that's mobile. It's a webcam. But maybe because where I moved into this different room, I've got some things set up. Maybe I'll be able to take a camera or something and like kind of film it with my phone. I got a new phone, so maybe I can do that and like send it to Mike so you guys can see. But yeah, I'm still trying to set shit up. But yeah, dude, I got a whole fucking wall of Ghostbuster shit. I've got like some and speaking, like, look at this Ed.
Can I come over and play? Dude, that's badass. That's cool as shit. I've never seen that.
Dude, check this. You didn't see that one, but dude, check this out.
Sick.
Yeah, dude, it looks a lot. Dope. I can't show it like how it looks in person. I mean, like,
are those all like the same brand?
Yeah, it's the same brand. These are the smaller scale, but this is a Robocop 2. And then, dude, my favorite one of Robocop 2 that I got, and I've always wanted him when I was a kid, dude, Kane.
That's wild, man.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Do you play with him?
No. Yeah. But no, dude, this is the undamaged. They also have a damaged version where it's like where he's all fucked up. And what it came with, dude, it's funny. He didn't come with it, but the Robocop 2 that I just showed you, because that's the Robocop figure is the Robocop 2. He comes with the brain of Kane that he smashes in Robocop 2. You can put it in his other hand.
That's badass. Wow. I like it. I want to come over and touch your stuff.
So, I mean, needless to say, I haven't had sex in 2 years. But it's been fun. I've been collecting toys and such.
What timestamp did you leave off on?
Oh, yeah, somebody had a question about foosball for you. Dan Murphy at 805. And they wanted to do Ronnie.
Dan Murphy is the place to be. 805. Oh, you got up there. You got real deep in there.
Yeah, we're caught up, except for that one. That was for more for you.
Yeah, I need a big year from Christian Watson, ready for Jordan Love era. Thoughts on Gabe Itch in fantasy this year? I don't know who Gabe Itch is. I follow.
He's the guy that itches a lot, apparently.
I'm not sure. I feel like that was a mistype. Maybe Gabe. I don't know, buddy. I'm sorry, Dan. I don't know who that is, but I would say that Christian Watson's a question mark because like you don't know how good the Packers offense is going to be. And I hope it's fucking great. Obviously, I hope it's great, but it's either Romeo Doubs or Christian Watson. So I did get him in one league so far, and he's a deep threat. So anything could happen. He's one of those guys you buy low that has a high ceiling. So Christian Watson could be fucking good. You might be all right. You might be all right there, my friend. But all right, hey, let's do our top 5 most sympathetic horror.
Well, here's a quick one. Get to Brian Mack.
Brian Matt, he's a cat who I'd like to have sex with in the mat. What favorite Alkaline Trio album? Ooh.
You sound like I can't believe you haven't tried my lobster yet.
I love this question. For me, it's gonna be Goddamn It. The entire Goddamn It album was so good. It had Cop on there. Cringe so much fucking. That's like the rawest Alkaline. It's not the rawest, but it's the place where Alkaline Trio was at their best mixed with their raw sound. So it's going to be Goddamn It for me. That entire album is so fucking good. But I also, you know what I think's underrated as shit is This Addiction. Like everybody hates that album. I think that album fucking rips, dude. It's so good. It's such on. They were really fucked up on drugs and stuff when they made that album. So it's got a lot of twisted lyrics and stuff, and they hate that album even. But I love it. But yeah, my favorite one's Goddamn It for sure.
You sound like MTV when it still played music when they were doing music.
Catch me on.
What was that guy's
Tuesday
name?
Nights at 11.
Not the guy, not the main guy with the black hair. What was it? That used to host MTV. What the fuck?
Carson Daly.
Not Carson Daly, the other guy. There was he was like a
Kurt Loder.
Kurt Loder.
He was the
Kurt
best.
Loder. He was like, it sounded some shit on Kurt Loder. Like if I was like on MTV, I was like, I just want to get to the Real World Seattle's newest episode, and then Kurt Loder goes boom, 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 boom. MTV News.
And they said I fell for it again. I didn't get it. What did I miss? What did I miss? Oh, was it? Oh, Gabe. Wait a minute. It must have been the Gabe thing. I gotta look at it again. Need a big year on Gabe Itch. Gabe Itch. Gabe Itch.
Oh, and I said it too. I was like, I didn't know who the fuck it was either. I was like, Rob Zombie, Ronnie didn't know it.
I thought you misspelled it. Gay bitch.
Gay bitch.
I'm really rooting for him. I think he's going to be great.
God damn.
I think he's going to be my favorite player. I'm going to root for him the most. Cody says we missed his chat. So let's grab Cody's chat real quick. He said again too. So he's not happy.
God damn.
Sorry.
Blame Mike.
I'm looking. I'm swimming. I'm fucking. I'm gay. I don't know.
Gay bitch. That's great, dude. I had no idea. Holy shit.
Cody. I'm not seeing a Cody.
I felt like a kid again in middle school when someone wet willied me. And they're like, oh, look at that asshole with my spit in his ear.
Cody, I'm not seeing it, dude. Maybe that's why you mean again. Maybe
did it disappear? It might have disappeared.
It's not showing up. If you can get Cody, if you can give us a timestamp on that, dude. But I'm really not seeing. I'm all the way back to 7 o'clock, and I don't see it, my friend. I'm sorry. Give us a timestamp, and we'll check it again. But yeah, all the way back. I went all the way through. I didn't see anything, Cody. I'm sorry, buddy. Let us know the timestamp.
Sorry, man.
You guys help us find it. Okay, so our top 5 most sympathetic horror villains of all time.
All right.
Let me pull this shit up real quick, like I mean it, because I do. I mean it. Screen. Here we go. All right. This is Jay's idea for a list, and I think it was a good one. I think it was a fun idea. So I will let him start. Jay, what's your number 5 most sympathetic horror villain of all time?
Okay. This one took me a long originally I did have Pinhead, but I thought about it a little bit, and I actually ultimately decided to put, and man, I don't want to put him here, but I'm going to put, for me, it's Jason Voorhees. I think that Jason Voorhees is an extremely sympathetic character if you think about it. He was ugly as me. He was a retard. He was Forrest Gump slow. Nobody wanted to be his friend. His parents were trash. And, you know, he just wanted to go swim in a fucking lake and have a good goddamn summer. It's not his fault he looked like the Toxic Avenger. And then, you know, they were like, I want to see boobies and fuck a lot. Fuck that deformed kid. And then he drowned. But he really didn't drown. You know, and then he watches his mom get decapitated. So I'm looking at it like the fact that he is a product of his environment. He's not like, he only knows what he was raised around to know. You know what I mean? I guess you could make the same argument for Leatherface, but in my opinion, I think Jason Voorhees is a very sympathetic character before he becomes a ghost. Like when he's a ghost, I also feel like when he's a ghost, though, I feel like that's just the spirit, the vengeful spirit that is trying to atone for the sins that were committed against him as a child. And I mean, you imagine, like, it's awful. Like the fact that he couldn't swim, they pushed him into the water, they were making fun of him, they were laughing at him, and the two cocksuckers that were supposed to be taking care of him were up in the attic putting the old salami in the fucking vagina hole. And I understand she was hot, but
you make it sound so hot.
Yeah, he ultimately died for it. And they actually explained that better in 2009. I think 2009's Jason Voorhees is a lot better fleshed out as far as, like, you know, they're able to combine the first two movies in a way that makes sense, because you really didn't get to the point of like even feeling bad. I felt bad for him when you heard the story in the first movie, but then I kind of felt bad for him even when I saw the original sequel to it, because he's not I mean, he's like, obviously he's a murderer, like I get it, but like he's slow, like he doesn't understand that these are wrongs that he's doing. I think in a lot of ways when he becomes a demon ghost thing, okay, I get your point, but I think for the first, maybe even the first three movies, he's a brutalized, deformed, broken, slow type of guy that just doesn't know how to interact with the world. I mean, I feel like goddamn Richard Gere in Primal Fear standing up for Edward Norton. I'm doing my best here.
Yeah, I feel like Jason's going to be on a lot of people's lists. I won't say anything yet. I'll give my opinion on that momentarily. My number 5 is going to be May.
You ever see? Yeah, May's good. I did watch May.
And May's situation, and I have a very strict parameter about mine when I get the way I see it, the way I go after it. And for May, she was just this. If you guys have not seen this movie, you got to watch it. It's fucking awesome, but it's weird as shit. It's one of the most uncomfortable.
It makes me feel weird.
Yeah, dude. Like the entire movie, you're just like, oh god, don't say that. Oh god, it's like an American
wasn't
Idol
Anna Faris in that too?
Yeah, she was in that.
Yeah.
But it's like an American Idol audition watching this movie. But she is just this super, super strange, awkward human being. And she just wants a boy. Like she wants a boy so bad, and she wants a friend. And everybody she goes to either uses her, and Anna Faris even uses her for sex, which is weird.
I remember that. That could have been a hot scene, but it just made you feel like dirty and shit. Like,
yeah,
I was like, what the fuck is this?
They missed a really good
somebody clean up this shit that I just stepped in.
they had a really good shot to do something really spatial there, and they really missed out on it. But yeah, everybody, Elton from Clueless is in it, and he takes advantage of her the most. And there's a sex scene where she's just like so uncomfortable and weird, but she's just trying her best. Like she's trying her best to just like be normal and have friends. And at every turn, she's just so fucking uncomfortable and strange. And people keep using her, and they keep treating her like shit. And eventually she fucking snaps, and she's just like, fuck it. If nobody's going to be my fucking friend, I'm going to cut my favorite part out of every single one of you, and I'm going to stitch together my own goddamn friend. And by the end of the movie, you're kind of like, yeah, May, kill these motherfuckers. So that's kind of how I feel so bad for her.
So it was the Lorena Bobbitt origin story.
Partly, I love your dick. I'm taking it. I'm taking this.
Yeah. I just wanted a dick of my own, and now I'll have it forever in a jar full of formaldehyde.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good one. I actually never thought of May. My number 4 is going to be May. Jeff Goldblum's The Fly. Listen, I mean, I've watched that movie hundreds of times, and it's one of the best special effects driven movies I've ever seen in my life. As far as that, they're using practical effects when, you know, the grossness that he becomes the Fly, but he's really just a scientist, and he's trying to change the world, and he wants to do some really cool things, really like and not in a militaristic type of way. He wants this technology for the betterment of mankind. He's doing it in a very wholesome way. And it just is bad fucking luck that this stupid goddamn maggoty ass fly was flying around his kitchen because he had KFC and gets caught into the transporter with him, and he becomes this beastly monster, and he slowly starts to change. And at the end of that movie, dude, I felt so bad for him because he recognizes and realizes the creature that he's become, this nefarious, disgusting thing, and he wants her to kill him. He even and it's so sad because he's like begging her with his like he's trying to tell her, and he's like, oh, no. And I felt bad for him, dude. I really did. I mean, he was like a good guy. He was nerdy. He was just really into his work. And then an unfortunate accident happens in his lab and becomes this unbelievable, nasty monster. And he even recognizes that he's becoming this thing, and he's begging for release at the end. Like, and the girl, she's like, that's
I'm used to
actually
begging for release.
Yeah, I know. My wife is always begging for it. Like to let her out of the marriage, I guess. I got that, but no. But yeah, at the end of the day, dude, he's a broken scientist, and he becomes the worst of the worst imaginable thing ever could happen to him, and he's like, yeah, it's a very it's a sad movie, dude. At the end of the day, it's gross, but there's a lot more going on than just a horror movie. I feel like it's a very sympathetic character.
Yeah, that's great. It's a great fucking pick, man. Great pick. I like it, and I move to strike. My number 4 is going to be Pamela Voorhees. And I want to
fuck that bitch, that Karen Ho from Costco.
Yeah, she totally worked at Costco.
She looks like she shops at Costco and bitches about everything.
Yeah, Pamela Voorhees, man. And I guess this is a good time to say that Jason Voorhees is not on my list. And the reason Jason Voorhees is not on my list, while I respect and admire your decision to have, and I think many people do have Jason, like almost everything I looked up was like Jason. For me, though, Jason was sympathetic at first, you know what I mean? But like once, like if he had only killed the camp counselors who killed his mom, I'm in Jason's camp. But he went on to just like, I'm going to spend my whole life just killing everybody who even comes in my fucking vicinity. And then it's like, okay, now you're not avenging
he was the original goth. Don't anybody ever talk to me or come around me ever. Respect my bubble. Respect my bubble.
Surroundings. Yeah, no, 100%. So I wasn't sympathetic for him after the events, after he killed the initial campers. After that, he was just killing everybody he could because that's what he knew.
Yeah.
So for me, it's Pamela because as much as I don't like her whole like I always got on my fucking nerves, and I was like, Josh, stop it. Just get your head cut off and move on. Do you want to destroy my sweater? Whoa. But that movie though, specifically, like imagine if you're her, you have this son, he's deformed. Your husband Elias, even though it wasn't spoken about, is by all fiction accounts a huge piece of shit. Mm-hmm. You have this deformed son who's going through all this shit. You're at this lake, and these fucking pieces of shit are too horny to watch your deformed kid while he's just trying to swim a couple laps, and then he dies because they're trying to butt fuck or whatever in the woods.
Yeah.
And I would be just as pissed. I would want to kill all those little fuckers. And I totally get where she's coming from on that. And so, as annoying as she was with her, like, even
the problem is, the thing is, she didn't really kill the ones that were directly responsible.
She's just like, I'm going to take out everybody here because I hate.
She's actually more of a villain because Jason wouldn't know any better.
It's true. No, it's a good point too, because it's like it wasn't the direct kids, but I think I just sympathize with that initial reaction of everyone who's here right now is going to fucking die because I'm in a fit of rage. Whereas Jason's was more like predetermined. And
she's like what's eating Gilbert Grape's mom if she went on a rampage. Give me back my son, my son.
Yeah, kind of. But that would be me if that happened to me. If that happened to one of my kids, dude, I could see wanting to be like, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to club it every night.
Well, it's weird.
Tokyo, everybody's dead.
Well, the timeline is weird because you're made to believe that Jason was dead, but then they kind of retrofix it in 2009, like maybe he was alive the entire time. So she was taking care of him, but she was holding a grudge on the fact that they almost killed him and then carried out her dastardly deed. So she's more of a psychopath on purpose, just because she was mad that they ignored him.
Yeah, and like to me, her pain and like her response to it was more recent. So like I sympathize with her more because hers at least was more recent than Jason's. Jason did this shit for fucking ages and ages, but like with her, it was like she's pissed because her son drowned because these pieces of shit were trying to fuck in the woods. And
now her head won't shut up. Her head won't shut up.
Be quiet, Pam. God damn it,
Jason. I died for you, Jason, because you're ugly and deformed, Jason. You never gave mother the appropriate respect, Jason. Okay, my number 3 is going to be Man, there's one I really want to put on here, but I just can't do it. I really want to, but I can't. He's in my asterisk, but I can't do it. I'm gonna put Pumpkinhead.
He's in your ass.
He's in my ass, and he's feeling good. I never had a man in my ass before, but no, it's Pumpkinhead. It's my number 3. Listen, Blood Wings, the sequel to Pumpkinhead, is not a good movie really at all. It's better than all the shit that came after it for sure.
I like that, by the way. I like that movie.
But Blood Wings, I know, but I first watched it. There was only Pumpkinhead and then Blood Wings, and so Blood Wings was way inferior to the first Pumpkinhead. But it does explain a lot about the origins of Pumpkinhead decently enough. It definitely feels like a made-for-TV movie, which I guess was why I never liked it as much. But the kid that becomes the first and original Pumpkinhead is, again, he's another deformed, slow kid that's bullied relentlessly. He makes a friend, and then he's killed, and then he comes back as Pumpkinhead as a curse because the witch that you see in the first movie takes care of him. She brings him back to exact vengeance, and he actually, you feel bad for it because he does recognize the one kid that treated him well in the movie, and he even leaves him alone. But the overall story and lore of Pumpkinhead, why it's so sad, is because the people that use Pumpkinhead to exact their revenge, or what they feel is a just revenge, are so consumed by rage and grief that they don't understand that what they're signing away is their soul. They're damning themselves, because once the deed is done, they become Pumpkinhead. So these are all people that are broken spirits that take the place of this creature forever. And I think Lance Henriksen does a great job in the first movie even of showing that, where he recognizes what he's done wrong and he tries to stop it. And when he kills himself, you see the old lady putting him in the ground, and now he's going to be the next Pumpkinhead, and then the cycle continues, because every Pumpkinhead that comes back to life to exact the toll of vengeance are all people that are broken spirits. They're all people that have sought out this old bitch in the fucking forest with a fucking pack of Twinkies and a goddamn gold coin, and be like, "Hey, man, no goddamn city kids, fuck them. I want them dead. God damn it, just tell me I want them dead." And like your heart breaks for him, dude. Like that. Like Lance Henriksen is the perfect example. He lost his son. The city slickers came in. They ran his son over. They left. One of them left. They left him. They left him. Like that, and like, but he's ultimately choosing a path of damnation.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, man. Like, I thought Pumpkinhead, but it's a great pick. The only reason I didn't use Pumpkinhead is because I just thought it's kind of weird, because like the steps that they take, like, is Pumpkinhead actually the sympathetic one? Because he's just summoned.
He is.
You know what I mean? Like,
I think Pumpkinhead is an avatar for all the souls that are damned.
Now that's a great way to put that. Like, that's an excellent way to put that. If I thought about that, if I was smart enough to think about that, I may have had him at number 1.
I went to college for a year.
I went for 6 weeks. Actually, I don't even think it was that long. Great fucking choice though. Yeah, well said too. By the way, number 3 for me is going to be Angela. My ex-girlfriend. No, it's gonna be Angela. It's gonna be Angela.
The bitch.
She was nice.
No, she was. I actually did like Angela a lot.
A sleepaway camp.
She is actually a good one.
Camps. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, what happens to her is terrible. Like, everybody dies in the wreck or whatever, and then his crazy ass aunt takes over and is like, "No, I'm gonna make you a boy. You need to be a boy." And then, like, so they're forced to be a boy, and then all of a sudden they go to this camp, and everybody Angela kills and I'm just talking about the original here. I'm not talking about the subsequent sequels and all that stuff. But like, in the original movie, everybody they kill, like the cook, like everyone is either trying to molest them or fucking as a piece of shit. Or
that's a good one, dude. I didn't even think about that. That's a really good one, because she's also fucked in the head. Her brain
you're fucked in the head, and everyone you're killing's been an asshole to you, point blank to your face. So fuck them all. So that's why I go with him. And then, like, at the end, we just stand there, little dick is just flopping in the wind. Yeah. It's just like,
And you know what? To be honest, the first time I watched that, like, that was actually freaky. The way that they did the camera work for it, when she was like, and then the cock was hanging out.
Yeah,
you're like, holy shit! This must be how Dylan Mulvaney felt when he lost the Bud Light contract.
Oh, God damn it, Jay.
Well, you know what? If I had a Twitter, I'd be afraid of being canceled, but I don't. So fuck it.
What did you do? What did you do?
Oh God, we're here to have fun, guys.
Guys,
we're here to have fun
until I already laughed.
Stop taking the dick so seriously. It's just a wiener. Who cares? Fuck, be yourself. I don't give a fuck what you is.
You motherfucker. You fucking piece of shit. Oh God. Yeah, Angela, sleepaway camp.
That's a good pick, though. I really wouldn't have. I wouldn't have thought of that one.
Number 2.
Oh shit, guys! If we can't laugh and have fun, I mean, what the fuck are we doing? Are we all just gonna be like goddamn corpsed out and be like, I can't say a word. I don't know what to do with my hands. Look at these. Anyway, holy shit. By the way, I'm making fun of a fucking multimillionaire. Who gives a fuck?
Oh.
But anyhow, my number 2.
I'm not even processed it all yet. I can't.
I just think it's a funny image in my head. I just thought of when you said that at the end of that movie. But anyhow, my number 2. Now,
off the top rope.
Yeah, yeah. Somebody play the Hills theme song. I'm going villain. I'm going Hill. My number 2. This would probably be people's number 1, but I actually put it as my number 2. Is the Frankenstein monster. Now listen, I didn't even have him on the list originally. And Frankenstein's monster, I know everybody gets mad. It's not Frank. I know that it's not Frankenstein. The monster's name is not Frankenstein. I didn't even have him on my list until I remember the book and the actual book, the Mary Shelley book, because I forgot that he does kill. He kills the little boy.
Little girl, right?
No, in the book it's a boy. He kills a little boy. He strangles him in the book once he realizes that the little boy is related to the Frankensteins. Because at first Frankenstein, he just wakes up. This motherfucker stitched him together. Used parts from a goddamn thrift store. Not very good, like stitching. And he's walking around. I don't know what to do. He doesn't have any kind of guidance or companionship at all. And he just wants a friend. Really, at the end of the day, that's what he wants. He wants a friend. He finds this little boy. He connects with him, and his mind is very much a little kid in a lot of ways. And then they're having a great time, this little boy and him. And then he realizes that the little boy is connected to Frankenstein, and he fucking strangles him to death. And then he's alone, and then he's being hunted, and he starts to hate mankind. He hates mankind for the cruelty of what Frankenstein did to him, like abandoning him and leaving him to his own devices. And then at the end of the movie or in the book, he winds up killing himself because after he kills Frankenstein, he realizes that there's no life worth living if you're alone. If you can't have a companion in your life to share all your struggles and trials and tribulations with, there's no point in living at all. It's a very fucking sad story. It really is. I mean, it's like he literally is a child in a lot of ways. And the father, which was in this case, Dr. Frankenstein, abandons him. And then in the movie, the little girl actually, when he comes across her, she's throwing flowers into the pond or the lake or whatever it is, and they run out of flowers, and he's having a good time, and he thinks that she's a flower, and he tosses the bitch into the fucking lake, and she drowns. And then he's hunted down by the town folk. But yeah, I think he's a creature that he was born into a situation that he had no control over. He had no guidance, no companionship, and this is where I get sad about it. Like, it reminds me, and again, I know he's not the same, but it reminds me of like dogs, like dogs that go wild and they bite and hurt people and maim them. I think it's a lack of responsibilities by owners. I think it's shitty owners that don't do the job that's required of them to leash or rein in these animals, because at the end of the day, they're just animals. They don't understand. And the job of an owner is to make sure that they understand boundaries and discipline. And I don't know. And I know that people are like, well, that's like harsh. It's not. I'm just saying, if you look at what Frankenstein is. Situationally. Yeah, situationally, it makes sense. Circumstantially, it makes sense. Frankenstein is a dog in some way or another. He's not really, he is a human, kind of. Does he have a soul? Yeah. We don't fucking know. But at the end of the day, if anything, he's got super strength. He can do a lot of fucking damage, which he winds up doing. Yeah. And he winds up hating humanity. He winds up hating mankind because of what he perceives as villainous and hatred towards him. And he doesn't understand, because there's no foundational support in his corner or a parental figure that Dr. Frankenstein should have been.
Yeah.
So yeah, he is absolutely he's at least to me the most sympathetic, without a doubt, of the Universal monsters. Period.
Yeah, and I think that, so I actually had Frankenstein written down because like when you read the story, it's 100% checks out. Like, right? Like he didn't ask to even be. Like he didn't ask to even exist.
No,
he was just put here and was confused. He didn't know that girl couldn't swim.
Yeah. Like, I thought she had floaties on.
What? You look fun water.
Yeah. You float if I throw you in.
Go swim. And then like, yeah.
Well, I mean, technically he was like every dad when you're 10 years old. It's like, you can't swim. All right. And then throws you into the pool.
Right? Yeah.
Sink or swim.
I didn't include Frankenstein on the sole basis of I haven't watched the movies. Like I'm not I don't know enough about it. So on my personal list, I think that that's absolutely probably needs to be in the top 5. I'm glad you included it. I didn't because I haven't seen it, so I don't know for sure. Like, you know what I mean? Like I just don't know enough about it.
But the one thing,
but the story,
like,
yes.
Well, I think that like one of the best representations of that misunderstood creature and the idea that he wants companionship and he wants just really to be loved and to understand humanity is in, and I swear to God, dude, Tom Noonan in Monster Squad, Frankenstein.
Yeah.
When he has that relationship with Phoebe.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
I thought
that's it. Too. I think that's the goal. That I think that's the best, in my opinion, the best representation of the Mary Shelley Frankenstein book without like the more violent parts of it.
Yeah, 100%. And I see a lot of you guys in the chat talking about like as we talked about earlier, Gage and like Pet Cemetery. The only reason I want to bet you the only reason that's not in either
no fair. Fair.
Technically that wasn't him.
No.
So he was possessed. So anything possessed doesn't really count because we don't feel sympathetic for the thing that possessed him.
Well, yeah, and I could technically feel sorry for the fucking cat.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So, or Cujo too. Cujo's another one, didn't make my list.
Yeah,
but
Cujo is sad though. Cujo is
it's
sad,
not his fault. Not his fucking fault, man. But speaking of people who it's not their fault, my number 2 is going to be old Leatherface. Old fucking
I knew it's going to be on your list, dog. I knew it's going to be up there. I like
you boys like Mexico. Yeah, Leatherface, man. And it's so like I'm hesitant to say exactly what I was thinking about it because at some point you do have to be responsible yourself, no matter what household you grow up in. Yeah. But nowadays, we have the internet, we have the world. It's very easy as a person who doesn't grow up in a cult to figure out what's right and what's wrong and how the rest of the world's living. Poor old Leatherface is in this fucking hillbilly ass middle of fucking nowhere. The only thing he knows is his family around him. And all they've told us is we love you. You need to protect us in so many words. You need to protect grandpa. You need to do this.
Sounds like Joe Biden's family.
God damn it. No, like they just said, like, you need to fucking, this is what you're doing. He thinks he's doing the right thing. He thinks he's protecting his family. And it's actually really sad when you think about it, because there's like a large portion of the world that the shit that they do that's evil or dark or twisted is because they're trying to impress their parents or their family members because they grew up in this fucking esoteric goddamn bubble, this echo chamber that they lived in, and like they're just doing what they think is fucking right.
Sounds
in
like
a
Twitter
lot of cases.
Too.
Yeah. And like, and even like middle school kids and shit like that, some of the awful things you hear and see, they're just doing what they think their parents would be proud of. So it's like Leatherface is the ultra fucking violent version of that. He is the version of that where he doesn't know anything else. He's just trying to do the right thing. And he's been told, hey, someone comes around here, you fucking chop them up and we fucking eat them. Now, does he wear their faces? Yes, he does wear their faces. But I mean, he grows up in a fucked up home and he probably hates the way his face look. Look at how they all treat him. They all fucking kick him and hit him and they talk shit to him and shit. Just a terrible, awful life. Yeah. You think you had a bad day in there watching your friends get hung on hooked and smelling the animal carcasses in the sun? This motherfucker lives there.
Yeah.
You were merely born in the darkness. You were adopted by it.
I can't even believe that he thought that lipstick looked good. No, but well, Leatherface is good because I feel like it's an argument of nature versus nurture, or nurture versus nature. And Leatherface, at the end of the day, I think that, and that movie fucking sucked, dude. The origin story, what I think it was called Leatherface. It was on Netflix or whatever when they were little boys, or whatever. I don't, because they have an origin story of Leatherface or whatever.
Oh, fuck that movie. Yeah,
it was terrible, but at least you get a little fleshed out. He has a neurological like disorder at 12 years old. He's slow. We know this. And it's actually explained, and they make him the woman of the family too, who knows how far they take. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. You don't know, and they might have raped him. He might be a rape victim. We don't know.
And it was in the third movie that had Viggo Mortensen in it, of all people, where they were like, they would have Leatherface impregnate girls. They'd be like, "Hey, go on, Leatherface, do it!" And you know those sick fucks watched him like hit him with a broom, and they're like, "Go on, stick it in, Leatherface."
Well, they treat him as subhuman, which there's and he's based off Ed Gein. And Ed Gein was found after they arrested him as his IQ was like.
I don't feel bad for that fucker.
No, he actually was. Well, he was slow. He was like, his IQ was less than like 70 or something. He spent the rest. Of course, what he did was atrocious, but he was slow. His mom was like overly like religious and protective and like beat him. These were all things that were based on Ed Gein. If you look at the story of Ed Gein is actually a very sad. Of course, what he did was atrocious. But he's actually one of the few that got off on the insanity plea because he was insane. There was something wrong with him. I think that Leatherface is exactly that. He's a product of his nature. He's a product of the environment that he's been brought up in. He doesn't 100%. Know any better. He just understands.
Again, and as JT says here, like they did bastardize it in the sequels. Like the whole like, get your chainsaw, cuz, you know what I mean? Like, do your thing, cuz. Like, but that's not what I'm talking about.
I agree. Leatherface should definitely be up there. I mean, you're talking. I feel like he was always, he might not have been the way that he was without if he wasn't around that family that he was with. The family that raised him were psychopaths. They were legitimately fucking crazy, and they raised him like a dog. They treated him like a dog. They made him do things that he probably didn't understand at the time. But all he knew was that reality.
Yeah.
How could he distinguish whether or not that was morally right or wrong? So really, he's a product of nature.
Dude, are we about to have the same number one?
No, because I guarantee you don't have mine. But I have to go pee so you can percolate on it.
Oh.
You give your number one, I'll come back.
What if we have the same one?
That's all right. Then
let me say it.
But you can do all the talking.
Pee, just in case we have the same one.
All right, you go first. You go to your number one. You go first.
My number one is going to be.
No, dude.
I'm just kidding. It's not Michael Myers.
I was gonna say, that's as far as you get, bitch. I was like, what the fuck planet are you on?
My number one is going to be Norman Bates.
It's not. It's not Norman Bates. It's not. I thought about it. Norman didn't even make my honorable mentions.
Well, go touch your dick then.
I will. I'll think about it while I do it.
Fuck you. Let me tell you all a little story. Norman Bates is absolutely my number one. Norman Bates is a dude who had this over fucking domineering mother, this horrible mother. And it goes back to the Leatherface too. Nature versus nurture. Living an esoteric existence. There was no internet then. Like, you don't know how other people interact. He had his mom, and he was fucked up horribly by his mom. Horribly fucked up by his mom. And even all the shit that he went through with his mom and all her weird Norman, like shit that she did, he was still a nice person. Like, people would come over and be like, you want some fucking, like, he was offering people goddamn candy corn. Like, what kind of fucking villain offers people candy corn and is polite as shit and semi-handsome? Like, I would have had a fucking peanut butter sandwich with him in his back office. It's not his fault. All right. His mom fucked him up fucking beyond recognition. And he was still a very sweet man. And it's not just the first movie, but it's the rare situation with these sympathetic horror villains where it actually reached out into the sequels. If you go to Psycho 2, he's probably more sympathetic. And I totally agree. Perkins is an amazing actor. And his son's a great director. But like, you stretch it to 2. This dude was fucking like, yeah, did he get out on a technicality? Fucking sure. But even the system, even the court system saw. Now, granted, it's a handsome white dude. He probably got off, kind of got a couple leniencies, but whatever. He gets out. And he's like legit trying to be a good dude. Like, I'm just trying to work at this fucking diner. I'm trying to live my life. And then these people keep poking him and poking him and poking him and bringing the shit back to him. I felt worse for him in the second movie than I did in the first movie. Like, he's just literally broken in the brain. But like, you get the sense that had he not had such a messed up Kanye on crack goddamn upbringing, Norman Bates and a mom that wanted to fuck him. Like Norman Bates would have been probably a pretty good dude. You know, he probably just would have ran a nice hotel, been a good member of society, been a solid dude. And just the circumstances just kept piling up and piling up and piling up against him. And I feel so bad for him because, like, you can see the path his life would have taken had it not been slathered in murder like a goddamn baby back bitch barbecue sauce. You could see how he could be a functioning member of society and be a really good dude and do some good shit. So my number one is absolutely Norman Bates. I feel so bad for that guy. And it's not just the original movie. I feel bad for him in the sequels, which is something I find rare. You can feel bad for a lot of horror villains in the original. Candyman, for instance, a person that's not on my list. And the reason why is the same reason Jason Voorhees is not on my list. Because as bad as what happened to Jason Voorhees was, he continued to take it out on innocent people. Candyman did the same thing. Maybe the most horrific origin story of all time, as far as what happened to him before he was supernatural. Awful, terrible shit. But the fact that he still chose to take it out on at least point blank innocent people. You did have the women, the white women going through Caprini Green and the gentrification and then like all this weird shit. Like, they weren't perfect people for sure, but he was still murdering and fucking with, and trying to murder and fuck with innocent people. So like, Candyman's not as sympathetic post mortem to me. Norman Bates was almost always sympathetic, at least for sure through the first two films. You know, so yeah, and like that dude was just broken in the brain, like completely fucking cuckoo, fucking broken in the brain, and that's why he stabbed that girl in the shower. Never okay. Not okay. Do not stab people in the showers, no matter how bad your fucking mom is. But technically, he thought he was his mom because he walked in on his mom and her lover and was jealous about it because his mom fucked him up so bad that he was jealous that she was fucking someone else. So honestly, are you not feeling bad for him right now? Because I fucking am. So, yeah, Norman Bates is my guy. And honorable mentions, like I said, Candyman is an honorable mention, just doesn't reach it for me. Hannibal, we talked about that a little bit. He did at least kill bad people. Carrie, absolutely, but technically not a horror villain. Her mom was the real villain, in my opinion. Frankenstein, I just don't know enough about it to have it in my list. King Kong, technically, is it a horror villain? I don't know. My honorable mentions, I land on Norman Bates. And this is why I'm hot. This is why I'm gay. I love men, Steve. And you?
What?
You like men?
I respect their power. My number one
is
going to be Candyman.
That's so funny. I was just talking about that.
Yeah. Dude.
All right. Before I go, I'm gonna let you finish. Kanye. No, the only reason I didn't have Candyman. The only reason I didn't have Candyman on my list is because, as depressing and sad as what happened to him was, I just feel like he still chose to kill people after the fact. That was his decision.
Why don't you just ruin my whole fucking number one?
I'm sorry.
I fucking start, you bitch.
Shit. Sorry. I'm gonna go.
Well, now I'm gonna change my number one.
Forget I said anything.
No, I can't. Are we caught up on everything?
No, I haven't. I was just giving my number one the whole time. So we're at well, just give me number one. I'll be back.
I'll just talk about it. Yeah.
Right.
So I didn't know this has already gone over. Like, holy shit, I feel like I'm late to class.
It's not my fucking fault. I didn't know.
I didn't know. I didn't do the Cliff Notes.
It's my fault.
It doesn't matter. Yeah. Well, Mike might have already talked about it, but I picked Candyman. Tony Todd does an incredible job of playing this part. It's a very emotional part, in my opinion. I think that Candyman, the movie, is great. It's an amazing horror story, without a doubt. But I think at the end of the day, if you look at it, it's more of a drama, in the fact that Candyman was just born. He was a man of the time when he was born, where it was illegal to be a black guy and fall in love with a white chick. And they were in love, and the redneck morons of the time thought that it was an affront to God. It was an abomination, and they sought this man out, and they killed him in one of the worst ways possible. I mean, they took his hand, and then they put him into a tree, and then they smeared honey all over him, and then the bees came and they killed him slowly. And then he did choose to kill people after that, but I feel like it was more of out of, they had made him what he is. He was a product of them, of their anger and their hatred and their vengeance towards him because he was different. And it's hard to even imagine that, just because of the skin color, but that's all it was. I mean, it had nothing to do with anything else. He wasn't a murderer. He wasn't a pedophile or anything like that. He was just a man that loved a woman, but they happened to be different colors. And that was all it took to stir up this bee's nest, and bees are the main thing here in Candyman, to kill him. And I feel like it's very sad. It's very sympathetic, and you have nothing but, I think he goes to an extreme for sure, because he, at the end of the movie, he is willing to kill her, the main girl in the movie, just to have her stay with him. But I think he wants her to understand his plight, his pain, his loss, what he could have been, what he should have been, and the life that was robbed of him just because he was a different color, And I watched that movie, and it's such a great film on sociopolitics and how we see each other, and it does an incredible job of relaying that without being pushy or preachy. And I think that's why he's super sympathetic, because again, he literally was killed because he was the wrong color, in a time that was a terrible time in our country, United States, for some of you that are not from the US. But yeah, dude, I think I've always thought that. And I think ultimately, like off the top of my head, Candyman was always number one. It was always going to be either Candyman or Frankenstein, because again, a product of the people's rage and vengeance is what Candyman is, much like Frankenstein grows to hate humanity and mankind because of how they treat him. And I think Candyman is the same, but it is what it is. It's the same. I mean, it's fine, but Mike might have gone over this with you guys, but Norman Bates is great too. I didn't pick Norman Bates personally because I felt like Norman Bates, I didn't really start feeling bad for Norman Bates until maybe the second or third film, when he started actually trying to improve his life and get off the psychopathic trail. And he got help, and then he started getting bullied pretty much, or pushed, and he finally snapped. I started feeling, I think I especially felt bad for Norman Bates in the fourth one. But yeah, but that's why I didn't pick Bates as my number one. And I didn't pick Bates as my honorable mention just because I feel like he really didn't have much of a victim story until much later in the film series of Psycho. But I think Candyman right off the bat was already a victim. Like, he's already a victim. And it's not his fault, ultimately. It's not his fault. His story reminded me a lot of, I think in 13 Ghosts, one of the ghosts has a similar story about him. It also reminded me, like, I don't know, man, like, it's really sad. It's a sad origin story. It's a villain that makes sense, in my opinion. Like, why would someone turn to murder and this type of life without having something very traumatic happen? And Candyman fits the bill. Now, I will go over really quick. He wasn't going to be number one for me, but I almost put him out, or put him in place of The Fly, and that was Jack Torrance from The Shining. And listen, I mean, I'm not talking about the Stanley Kubrick Jack Torrance. Well, that character is not necessarily, there's no redeemable factors about Jack Torrance from The Shining, the Stanley Kubrick Shining. But if you read the book, The Shining, by Stephen King, and then you watch the miniseries that exactly followed the book, according to Stephen King, Jack Torrance is actually a very sympathetic villain, because he was a struggling alcoholic or a recovering alcoholic at that point, He was trying to do better. He was trying to get his life together. He loved his family. He was trying to get that all back, with him. He was always his wife and his son. And then he goes up into this hotel overlook as the caretaker, and then the demons or ghosts or whatever drive him fucking like insane, and ultimately winds him back to the road that he initially got off of, and that was alcoholism. And then at the end of the movie, though, you do see him. And again, you have to read the book or watch the miniseries. He does show up at Doc's graduation, and he was like, kissing. That's what I've been missing. Like, he loved his son, he loved his wife, but ultimately the demons, which I guess it was allegorical, the demons of the bottle, in this case were ghosts in the film or in the book, got him again. And there's a lot of people that can relate to that and understand that, or that either you've gone through it or you've had family members that have gone through it. So I think he's a very sympathetic character. I was talking about one that didn't make my list, that I almost put him in place of the Fly, Jack Torrance.
That's a really interesting one.
Well, because I think like, if you're going to base it on the Stanley Kubrick, there's no way, because Jack Nicholson was a pure villain. But if you look at the actual novel and then you look at the miniseries that followed the novel, he is a very sympathetic character. Like, he didn't want to be a bad guy and he was trying his best. But these fucking monsters, these demons that they have nothing to do, they were tired of sucking Satan's dick. They're like, hey, let's fuck this guy.
It gets old.
Get him drink that Jack, bitch. Drink that Jack. And I think, he just gave in. I mean, and like, it's a testament to, he's a weak will, but a lot of, like, alcoholism is a disease. It is. Yeah. And like, he gave, like, and it was hard for him. And it, these things got into his brain and he was isolated, and it was, easy peasy. Put you in the oven, freezy.
Easy peasy, put you in the oven. I'll put that on a t-shirt. Hey, look at us, dude. 2 lists, not a single fucking identical one on them. Look at us. Not a single fucking same one on it. Hey,
so thank God Mike didn't copy my homework tonight. Yeah.
I never.
Yeah.
Don't you dare, you slut.
Yeah.
You whore.
Those are good lists, though. I like them. I like them both.
Yeah. I think we did a good job. I'm proud of us. I'm proud of the men we've become.
And I love America.
I love America. Goddamn America. The flag. What time stamp are we out on the super?
I didn't look at it. I was just talking the entire time.
Okay,
I didn't look
so
at any super chats.
Let me scoop my poot right back. I saw there's that's I can't wait to talk about that. That's a good one too. Okay, I think I'm okay. So we are at Development Hellions says Dewey is obviously number 1. I mean, Dewey wasn't a villain, but I get where you're going. Like, if we were talking about like people who like didn't deserve to fucking die, absolutely Dewey would be high on the list.
No,
high on the list.
He had his time in the sun. It's time to go now, Jack.
You shut your fucking mouth. Trey Film Edit, who looks like the fucking bass player Green Day, who's also named Trey, says, "What's up, guys? Feels good to be back." Is that actually Trey from Green Day? Have I missed that this entire time? I don't know. Getting ready for this hurricane coming through. Please send beer and stop by if you guys feel like swimming.
Yeah, man. Prayers with you, man. I just heard about the update on that. Stay safe, bro. Yeah. Make sure that you drink a lot of beer so you could fight the hurricane.
Fist first.
You punch that bitch back.
Just Lieutenant Dan style. Like fucking outside of your
go on top of your roof and blow at it like Christopher Reeve and Superman.
Yeah, stay safe, dude. That shit's scary.
Yeah,
it's
scary.
Crazy, man. I grew up in Virginia Beach, like a couple blocks away from the beach, and like I never was there during a hurricane, but whenever there was a threats of a hurricane, it was wild. Like the whole town, you'd be driving through, and like people's windows would all be taped with these black X's, and it was kind of horrific. It was kind of weird. Like just the way everybody gets like pumped up. It's like when it snows here, like everybody goes crazy. Stay safe, buddy. Adrian Ybarra says, favorite Eminem album other than Marshall Mathers LP or the Eminem Show. I think Relapse and Recovery were a good pair and 9 out of 10 respectively. Also, Cujo could be sympathetic because he's sick. Yeah, we talked about that. Not his fault.
For me, it was like I always liked for the Eminem the what was it called? Curtain Call.
Yeah.
The third, I like that. I think there was a lot.
The third was Eminem Show, and then Curtain Call I think was after.
Well, it was the third album.
So Eminem Show.
Well, with fuck you, Adrian. I can't pick one now because that's the one I like the best. I really did like that one the best.
I'm absolutely going to go Recovery on this one. Although I really love Kamikaze a lot with The Ringer. There's some great songs on there, underrated, but like the Recovery I thought was amazing, dude, because he came back with a fucking vengeance. That's the one with Not Afraid on it. And it had a bunch of good songs. So that album actually meant a lot to me. Like I really enjoy that album. I love everything Eminem does, dude. Now, was it not Invincible, but the one he came out with before this last one that just got panned, it wasn't great for sure, but that's what the Kamikaze was the response to. But yeah, dude, I love fucking Recovery. I listen to that shit all the time. It's so good. So inspiring. Good shit. Development Halion says, thanks, baby. Oh, sorry. Charlie from Scream 4, I thought he was going to get some. I wouldn't say sympathetic.
I blocked that one out. I don't know. That's
like
that's asking like a Korean vet. Do you remember how many people you killed? I don't know. I don't want to talk about it.
I always hated him. I like the actor a lot, the Culkin kid, but like his reveal was so annoying to me. And he was like, just like Stu, shoulder me. I was like, shut the fuck up, dude. Like, come on. He always got on my nerves.
You know what? The other person like that was talking about Dewey. That talking about Dewey. We could do this list could actually do sympathetic deaths in horror movies.
I was thinking, when I read that, that's exactly what I thought. Like top 5 characters, most painful deaths,
or
not painful deaths,
or
like,
sad, or most heartbreaking deaths.
Yeah, most heartbreaking deaths in horror.
Yeah,
that could be good.
Yeah, I think that could be a good one.
Yeah, that could be a good one. That's a good idea. Michael Parton says, you guys need to hear my Pamela impression. Spot on. Hey, next beer chuck,
bring
man, throw it out to us.
Give
it to us.
We're gonna record it and use it, and we're gonna dub it over everything that we do related to Jason.
By the way, I have hopes and dreams of getting Jay back under the table this October. I got some ideas for some Pamela stuff. Gonna get Jay back in the wig on his knees, the way I like him, in the table.
No more.
See what I'm dealing with?
I am going straight diva. Why is my Winnebago not parked right in front of the fucking studio? I gotta walk, you dumbasses.
That's what Jay does when he parks at the end of the driveway. He's like,
I gotta walk and get my sandwich juice all over the fucking concrete.
Jay
because
shows
you
up
assholes just didn't get my goddamn cart ready and my Winnebago in front of the fucking door.
Jay shows up to film for Halloween Horror Month like fucking Johnny Cage. He's like, I'm not carrying my own suitcase.
Oh, dude. We'll get into that documentary, dude. Peter Weller was a huge diva. He admits it. He admits it.
Yeah. He's a weird dude, but I like him. Austin says, remember in Candyman when they're eating dinner and not only does Benjamin Franklin show up, but he knows all the Candyman lore?
Yeah, dude, I remember that. Yeah, I do. Forgot about that. He's like, yeah, I was out there flying a fucking kite trying to discover electricity, but then thought came to me because a bee flew by my nose, and I remember this whole tall tale about Candyman.
What a fucking dick that guy was.
Yeah.
I wanted to kick him in the head. Benny G. Benny and the G's says, I thought Pumpkinhead was when you got a BJ in October.
Ooh, damn, dude. Like, is that like she's sucking you from behind?
Hey, like, girl, let me get
because your ass cheeks would be like the pumpkin and your dick would be like the stem, and she's sucking you from behind. That's called the Pumpkinhead. That's
fucking great, dude. I never thought about that. Okay, we're caught up on the super chats. 311 people in here right now. What's the song go? It's like, have you ever made out in a dark hallway? 311 is a good band. And it just went to 306 as soon as I did that. So I apologize. So we're going to show you guys this trailer so that you know what we're talking about. Because this comes out tomorrow on Screen.
Ready to get your fucking tits lactating? Show that trailer.
Suck it. Or something like that.
Beautiful bean footage.
No Netflix notification. I don't want that in my life. Where is it? Here it is. All right, you guys check this out.
So good.
This is the movie we're about to review, or the series. It's a four-part documentary called RoboDoc.
All right, are you ready? Are you rolling? Test.
That background music's badass.
You are coming with me.
Ooh.
I'm thrilled to be aboard the Robocop documentary, RoboDoc. your move, priest.
Yeah, it is.
Man, we were making something. Boom.
Boom.
Is Robocop.
I'm telling you guys are gonna love this shit. I watched all 4 parts. It clocks in about 5 hours because the last part, the fourth part of the documentary is 4 hours and 27 minutes. The second part's about an hour and 17. It comes in about 5 hours. But the documentary is so engrossing because you have so much behind the scenes footage. They talk to everybody that worked on RoboCop, not only Paul Verhoeven and Peter Weller, but they talk to the special effects guys, they talk to the writers, they talk to the only one that didn't show up for the documentary, which kind of sucks, was Miguel Ferreira, who played Bob Morton. He was the only one that was missing, and I love that guy. I think, it's whatever, but yeah, dude, they talk to everybody. It's so engrossing, like, and it's edited so well.
He passed away in 2017, so that has to be why.
That's what I said. R.I.P. Miguel.
No.
I had no idea.
No, sorry. I had to Google it.
I didn't know
remember
he was
him
dead.
passing away, but I had to Google it to get the date.
Well, there's a reason why he didn't show up, because the Grim Reaper
Ferrer
said, "Fuck you, I'm his agent now, and you're just not offering something." But yeah, so that's why he didn't show up. But either way, it's a great documentary in the fact that it transitions so well from one scene to the next. They give you so much information, so much behind the scenes footage. The narration that they're able to do with the actors, crew, director is awesome. The music that they came up with for the documentary is phenomenal. Dude, like, the opening is 2.5 minutes long, but it's so fucking good. I listen to it every time. I like, it was good. It's like got this synth wave 80s vibe to it. And dude, there's a lot of info that you learn watching it that you had no idea. And I think it's wonderful, dude. I think I was as engrossed in this as I was Never Sleep Again. And when I first found Never Sleep Again, and I found it on YouTube randomly, and it was the whole 8-hour fucking thing, and it was on YouTube. And I remember watching it, and then I'm like, and then all of a sudden 5 hours later go by, and then my wife comes home from work. I'm like, go fuck yourself. I'm into, I'm like, I'll get another beer. It's that engrossing, dude. It's like you will watch episode after episode after episode after episode.
Yeah, the perfect comparison to RoboDoc is absolutely Never Sleep Again. Only this is one movie. So like Never Sleep Again is like however many hours long, and it's so it's so enthralling, and they cover every aspect of it, and they cover it and they edit it so well. That's this, but it's a 4-hour or so thing for just RoboCop, and the editing is so on point. Like, it's so easy when you watch certain documentaries to get bored or hear it in the certain voices, but this is the cut-ins are so good, and they're so 80s, and like they have that, like, even when you watch it, it's got that sheen over top of it that looks like you're watching VHS. And they know the time, that they know their audience, they know the time and like the things that they want to see, the aesthetics they want to see, and then there's the information. And I only went through the first episode. And in the first episode, you can kind of see where they're heading. They cover the origins of the movie, the script of the movie, the production of the movie, ED-209. They cover like the main stuff, getting Paul Verhoeven, and that's where it all starts. As we always talk, it's the production, it's the writers, right? And that's the idea of the movie came, and there's so much interesting information in there. Like the guy who was on there was like, I was on the set of Blade Runner, and that's where I came up with the idea for RoboCop, because I'm looking at all this amazing stuff Ridley Scott had put together, and I was thinking about doing something with the future of law enforcement, and it just clicked. And there's so many interesting tidbits like that.
Well, he also talks about the fact that was the writer, the lead writer. I can't remember his name in it, but he also was talking about the fact that Judge Dredd was a huge inspiration for their take on RoboCop. Blade Runner, the setting of Blade Runner being futuristic and all that stuff was in there, and then Judge Dredd, and it was like
Iron Man too.
Iron Man. The little tidbit though was the fact that they were trying to pitch this movie around Hollywood, and it always came back to the name RoboCop. They were like, oh, it's a cheesy ass Fucking nobody's gonna watch it. The name sounds stupid. What you got to remember, back in 1986, it probably did sound very fucking stupid. Now it's synonymous with awesome. When you say RoboCop, you're like, fuck yeah. But back then, you imagine pitching a fucking movie called RoboCop. They're like,
dude,
what the goddamn crayon fucking slow ass short bus shit are you giving me? And
I would throw it away too.
It's called RoboCop, yay! And then be like, no,
what film shit is this that we're doing?
Yeah, well, it's actually funny is because they actually went to Stan Lee. Yeah, and they talk about this in the first film or in the first part of this documentary. They went to Stan Lee and tried to get his approval. He was kind of whatever on it, and then they went and saw a screening of Terminator, the lead writers with Stan Lee, and then he was like, "Good luck beating that, boys! Ha ha! Excelsior!" And then left them.
That's what he said. He went, "Excelsior!"
Yeah, he didn't say that, but yeah, it's pretty much. He's like, "Good luck topping that, boys! You're trying to get funding for me. Good luck, Excelsior!" And then he walked out, and then they was like, now we got to find a fucking financer. But they wound up doing it, and they got Paul Verhoeven. But dude, there's so much info. There's so many little things that they tell you about. Like there's stuff, like I think it's in the second or third episode of the documentary. The part where Ed 209 falls down the stairs and he's kicking his legs, and that sound, they said they used that squealing sound or pigs being slaughtered. That's what they got that sound from. And then they said that when Ed 209 growls, that's a panther. Like they use like goddamn cheetahs and shit. Like like and then I think Paul Verhoeven hit it right out of the park when he said the first and Peter Weller kind of reflected the same thing. He was like, first and foremost, the movie was literally Paul Verhoeven was convinced the movie was about Jesus Christ. The United States version of what
fucking
Jesus
French
Christ would be.
Goddamn French.
Dutchman. He's a Dutchman. Dutchman! You goddamn flying Dutchman! And then, but Peter Weller was like, at the end of the day, this movie is about resurrection because he goes from being a perfect human cop to a robot without emotions to a human again. And that's the best. But, and Verhoeven actually did say, he was like, they acted like, because the script called for, they're all acting like it's utopia, but it's actually a dystopia. And that's what you're living in. And dude, there's so much cool things going on. You also have the interviews from the guy that played Red. I can't remember his name in real life. The guy that played Red Foreman from that 70s show. He's got so many great tidbits. And not to mention the fact who they approached.
Kurtwood Smith.
Well, who they approached with the role of Murphy. They were going after Christopher Reeves. They were trying to go after fucking who was it? Green Goblin. Shit, dude. How the fuck can I? Willem Dafoe. They were trying to go after. They were trying to go after every A-lister they could, and I think they said that when they got to Orion, because Orion's the guy that produced it, they were like, we want Arnold, because they had just done Terminator. They're like, yeah, let's go. Let's do Arnold. And they're like, you understand that we need a slim guy because he's gonna be bigger. So they're gonna have like a goddamn walking tank. By the time we put the armor on Arnold, he's gonna be a walking literal tank. But yeah, dude, dude, this is one of the best documentaries. If you're a Robo fan, you've got to watch it. 100%, you'll love the fucking goddamn documentary.
Yeah, 100%, man. And they have everybody there, like you said, except for Miguel Ferrer because he passed away. But Peter Weller's like a mainstay, at least in the first episode. And honestly, what I loved about it was
he's throughout the entire thing.
Yeah, well, yeah, and so one of the best parts is of Never Sleep Again and of Crystal Lake Memories, which is a great doc too, is that people are willing to talk shit about each other, right? Like they talk shit about each other. And what I recognized in this was when they had this moment, Peter Weller had gone and done months and months of important acting, but like deep stage acting where he was like trying to work out his movements, how he was going to play RoboCop. And with the stage actor or whatever, the stage dude, and he gets there and they put on the suit and he's like, I can't do any of it. So he's fucking pissed and he's throwing a fit.
The fucking suit don't work.
Yeah. And he gets into it with Verhoeven, and Verhoeven's like, I just got off a set where they didn't say it, but I'm guessing maybe it was Rutger Hauer. And he's like, I'm not dealing with another actor. So they're pretty much like, hey, this whole movie might be off. And then they bring in this random dude. And that's how it works, man. It's always some dude who's fucking passionate about what he does that comes in. They bring in that stage dude, and he's like, all right, I'm going to fix this. Take the elbows out. Take this out. Here's how you're going to do it. Basically save the entire production. Yeah. RoboCop almost never was. And then, but like, there's so much behind the scenes about like, well, Verhoeven thought I hated him, and Weller's like, and I was pissed, but then we made up and we decided to go for it again. And it's that kind of deep cut shit. You could tell everybody speaking in this, from the producers to the writers to the actors to Verhoeven. They all were willing to be open and honest about what they experienced, what they went through. And they're all happy to be there. So I guess like you watch some documentaries and you can see them being like, what do you want to know?
When do I get paid? I want to get paid.
In this documentary, it's one of those special documentaries where everyone's really excited that this movie is being talked about again, and they're all giving like the best information. So it's so entertaining and it's so well edited.
And I gotta point out the fact that it was so cool. Yeah, like you mentioned, they don't hold back at all. They pretty much said that everybody clashed on set. Everybody hated each other at some point. I remember the guy that played Clarence Boddicker, and I hate that I can't remember the actual guy's name, but and Peter Weller does talk about this. I think he mentions this in the second episode or third. The cast members, like, eventually Peter got to a point where as he was embodying this character, you had to refer to him as either Murphy or Robo on set. So if he was in the costume, he wouldn't answer to Peter. He would only answer to Robo. And so the guy that played Clarence Boddicker, he goes, I heard this shit. I'm like, you know what? I'd rather not talk to him. I'd rather not even introduce myself. I'll just do the scenes with him because I'm not calling him fucking Robo. And then Peter Weller was like, Peter Weller was like, listen, man, it takes 6 to 10 hours to get in that fucking suit. So tough shit. I'm Robo. Call me Robo. Like, they literally called him Robo, and he wouldn't answer to it because he was also a character actor, and he was also being like in the moment. So he was like, people had to call him fucking Robo. And there was one part in the third or fourth episode where one of the special effects guy was like, there's a scene in the factory at the end. And he's like, we have to do this scene where RoboCop shoots down, he's shooting down from the railing, and there's going to be an explosion behind him. And he's like, I came upstairs and I had a stack of 8 Oreos in my left hand. And I was like, all right,
KGB from Rounders.
No, that was funny as fuck.
In my club, I'll stock the pot.
Yeah, well, they kind of was like
fucking
that. Yeah.
Want them.
Kids got alligator blood. But no, he walked up the stairs. And he's like, all right, man. So we're gonna do this scene. Oh, we're all ready to go, and they were getting ready to shoot. And he was like, Peter, you ready to go? And he goes, he didn't answer me. And then he's like, he looked over at me and he said, Robo would like an Oreo. Like, literally, that's what he said. Peter Weller said Robo would like an Oreo. And he said, I had 8 of them right here. And I was like, I told him, I was like, listen, Peter, it's just you and me, man. There's nobody else up here. Robo's not getting an Oreo, but if Peter Weller wants an Oreo, he can have one. And then he was like, this is what he said. I swear to God, the documentary is so good. He's like, all of a sudden, Peter Weller, I guess, furious, leans over the railing. He's like, Robo wants an Oreo, and he's not giving Robo an Oreo. So he said, he's like, I heard somebody that the lead supervisor for the special effects, like, I had a walkie-talkie. He was like, Randy, do you have Oreos? And then I was like, and then I shoved all 4 on each side of my mouth, and I ate them. And I was like, I did. And then he was like, all right, so we're gonna figure out the Oreo situation. So they sent a goddamn lackey up the stairs and gave him Oreos. And then the Randy guy which was part of the special effects team was like, now he's got fucking Oreos in his fucking teeth, and we're getting ready to shoot this. So now the same guy that fed him the Oreos has to clean his fucking teeth off. And then he's like, Robo's ready now. And then it's funny because
Robo's had his Oreos.
Yeah, and
what about some milk?
Well, they cut to Peter Weller, and he's like, listen, Randy's a good friend of mine, but I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. I don't remember any of that. And I'm like, yeah, you know what that means? That probably means that you did it. You probably did it because, and then it's funny. Also, there's a segment. You remember the girls that were with Miguel Ferreira, Bob Morton, and he's snorting coke off their tits, and shit like that when he's like, "Oh God, I love you girls." Well,
literally like,
the two chicks that were in there, dude, it's so fucking funny. The one chick is like, they interview both the chicks that were in that scene, and the short-haired chick was like, so what happened is she's like, first she's like, dude, Paul Verhoeven was a pervert, dude. He was like, all right, he's like,
French.
No, he's Dutch.
He's
was
French.
like, he's Dutch.
No,
Dutch. No, Dutch. No, he said, so he was like, okay, so what I think you should do, I think that you and the other girl should make out. You should kiss each other. Like, this is what he said. And then I swear, and then she was like, she's like, how about no, Paul? Because I've already had, my mom's going to be watching this. I've already had coke on my tits that he snorted off. I think that's enough. and then she's like, yeah,
Sabrina, don't just stare at it, eat it.
Yeah, but she's like, I might have done it if we didn't have I had coke on my titties that he snorted off for the scene. And then she was like, yeah. So she's like, he called us bitches. Paul Verhoeven called them bitches.
Oh no!
So no, because he's Dutch. He didn't know any better.
It's not his fault. He's Dutch.
Well, no. Well, he doesn't know. It didn't come across.
It was the 80s.
Yeah. So what? There was one scene where she's like, or no, the guy, Red Foreman is in that scene with Miguel Ferreira, and he's like, so one of the girls goes up to Paul, and she's like, so should my character say this line first before I leave or after I leave? Leave the door. And he's like, that's a good question. And then he walks over to one of the other guy that's Dutch that's helping him film. And he's like, the bitch wants to know if she should say the line before she goes to the doorstep or after. And then he's like, and then he said the guy that was doing the directing of the camera was like, tell the bitch she said before. Said before. And then he's like, and then he turned and goes, okay, bitches. Go this way, and other bitch go that way. You both bitches leave, separate bitches. And
dude,
then,
it sounds like in the Smoking Aces where
well, but that's what he was. And then the girl had a great attitude. She was not offended. She's like, he was calling us bitches. I was like, he didn't understand that didn't mean the same. Like the way that he was using it might have been okay in the Dutchland, but it wasn't like, but the way he was saying it. And then she was like, somebody asked me, the woman in that scene was like, was that real coke? And she's like, first off, it wasn't in the budget. We didn't have enough money for the fucking real coke. She's like, it was fucking powdered sugar.
Yeah, right. Somebody on that set.
Yeah, well, some dumbass like, was that real cocaine?
They did. They did.
Yeah, and then she was like, and then she's like, how popular it got. She's like, a college roommate of hers was like, yeah, we watched that shit every fucking day in the dorm room. And she's like, you're a great coke whore. And then she's like, I was a coke model.
Thank you.
Yeah, dude. It's so good, dude. It's like you could tell that there was definitely no camaraderie at the time, except for a few. And then later on, because it exploded so huge that the guy that played the black dude in Bodeker's group, he was talking about the fact that Verhoeven was such an asshole to the special effects crew. And he was like, because the special effects crew was like, we can't do that, Paul. Like, we don't, like, you're asking us to do something that we can't cause this explosion because it's unsafe and it's illegal. And then he's like, Paul would be like, of course you can't do it. You can't do it. You don't know. You can't do it. I understand. You can't do it. So you're fucked. We're fucked. Everybody's fucked. He's like, his favorite line, Paul Verhoeven, I guess, working on this movie, is like, we're fucked. You're fucked. We're fucked. Everybody's fucked. He reminded me of Stanley Kubrick, dude.
Yeah,
like a very eccentric Stanley Kubrick.
There's something I love, man. Like, we'll never get that again. And that's why I'm so thankful for documentaries like this, is that like filmmaking, for better or worse, like there's times it was definitely worse. Like some people definitely got fucked over and based on the system and the way things worked. And there was no way to like air your grievances with the world. So people would just take carte blanche with people. But like with movies like this, where it all worked out, I love those stories of like old Hollywood, you know what I mean? Like the way shit used to work, like Canon films and like stuff like this. And make no mistake, this was that kind of film. Like it was kind of like it wasn't supposed to work. Like Orion Films was like on the brink, right? Like, all right, shut up.
Robo needs an Oreo.
Oreos, Robos. But like, you know, it's the stories that come from that are fascinating. They're old school stories that we're just not going to have in a long time. So yeah, I definitely recommend it. Again, it's on Screenbox tomorrow night.
Yep, it's gonna be good, man.
I only watched one episode. Jay watched all 4. From the episode
They're
I
good.
watched, I would
So
give it a
good.
9 out of 10 as far as documentaries go.
Yeah, dude. I like. I'm probably at 9.5. Just like, and you're probably gonna be at a 10 if you're a RoboCop super fan. Because, dude, I hope this documentary does really well so we can get a RoboCop 2 documentary. Because I would love to hear the process of making that movie. Because you got to remember, dude, in this documentary series, the 4 episodes, they go into so much fucking detail, dude. They go into scene by fucking scene by fucking scene, dude. They talk about everything. Like the part where they kill Murphy, most of that shit is ad libs. Like, does it hurt? Does it hurt? That's ad lib. And they said that Paul would be like, yeah, that sounds good. And the laugh that they go, dude, there's so many cool things that they go through. Yeah, dude, I hope it does well. It's on Screenbox, which I think you can get that with Amazon Prime for like $4 or $3 or maybe even
and there's
free.
A bunch of good shit on there for sure. And that's the shit. Like again, like Jay said it perfectly. They cover it all. So, and I can tell that from the first episode, you can tell they are gonna, in a perfect way, take a moment for fucking everything. They took a whole moment for the design of Ed 209. They took a whole moment for the casting of Peter Weller, where Peter Weller came in and he was like, I'm not fucking auditioning. That's not how I get roles. And that's badass, by the way. Good for him. Like, I respect the shit out of that. And they go like, they go step by step through it all, and they don't miss a stone. And in between, if you start to get bored, which you won't, they have all these crazy graphics and cool shit that's going on and cool stories, and no one's holding back. Everyone's okay. Like, this one dude's like, I got hit in the fucking left nut.
Actually, in one of the scenes with Clarence Boddicker, when Robo throws him into the when he books him and he throws him into the desk at the police station, and he was like, book him. I was like, what's the charge? He's like, he's a cop killer. Like, that part, they said that when he first threw Robo, because he was acting, because when Robo throws you, like it's a robot with super strength, you have to really do it. One of the guys, one of the cops that were in that scene, he bounces off of me and he hits the fucking table full force. He cracked 2 fucking ribs, and they did it 11 more times. And he's like, if you look at the scene when he looks at me and he gives that Clarence Boddicker look, he's like saying, I know that you know, but shut the fuck up. He was playing it like a football player trying to hide that he just cracked 2 fucking ribs on the goddamn table because he didn't want to have to fucking stop production and go to the hospital.
Yeah. That's the kind of good old school filmmaking you don't get today. So if you're a fan of RoboCop at all, totally recommend watching this. 100%. You got to see it. Check it out. RoboDoc. It's on Screenbox tomorrow.
But I think that you can get Screenbox with if you got Amazon Prime. I think you can get it. I think right now for like $5. I think it's $5.
Oh, it's cheap, and they got a bunch of other cool shit on there too.
Yeah, they have also they have a Hellraiser documentary on there too.
Yeah, and the Creepy Duck designed the Steelbook. I think it's the #1 rated Blu-ray or pre-order on Amazon right now. So it's going to be a big deal. I think everybody's going to love it. I know we're a little early talking about it because it doesn't come out till tomorrow, but we really think everybody's going to love it. So check it out if you're a RoboCop fan for sure. We both loved it. It's great shit.
100%.
Getting to some of your all super titties. And you've all got super titties. Katie Sidebottom says, hello, you beautiful bastards. Love your faces. God, it's always good to see Katie.
Let's see you, Katie.
Can I say something, Jay?
What?
I'm going to say something.
What?
I'm going to fucking say something. Don't you question me again. I'll come over here and I'll stick it. I'll lick it. You know what?
Madam, you have suffered a shock?
I'm gonna play with your ED209 toy. Ed209 toy.
You're not touching that. Well, actually, if you want to come over and play,
it's out of the box.
Hey, we can come over here and do stop animation. We can like make a whole movie.
Who knows what'll happen? No, I always love seeing Katie, and I do want to give a shout out to some people real quick. People like Katie, people like Courtney Reed. So many of you guys. We've been doing this for so long, and Katie always makes me think about this. We do this for so fucking long. And there are people who come and we come, who doesn't love to come, But there are people who come around and like they're really cool, and then every so often there's somebody who like just completely reveals himself to be somebody different than you thought. You know what I mean? But there
Snakes in the grass. I've read the Garden of Eden.
Yeah, and it always hurts. It always hurts so bad because like as there was a commenter earlier said like I think of you guys as friends, and we think of you guys as friends too. And especially you get into the Patreon, you get into the people who are all the time, Michael Parton, and all these people who are just like so fucking cool that we always expect to have our backs and be here and hang out with us. And Katie, you're one of them, and Courtney Reed's one of them, and you guys do so much cool shit. And then there's sometimes it takes some of those people who like rear their head at you and they're like, actually, fuck you, But I just want to say that like there's so many of you guys that are so fucking cool that have been around for so fucking long, and we just love you guys. We love you, Katie. We love you guys so much. I know that was kind of a tangent, but I just needed to say it. And also, I'm going to show my dick in 12 seconds. Everyone's going to see it. It's going to be huge. Jared, thoughts? Do you guys have any thoughts on the Fiend Bray Wyatt passing at 36 years old on Thursday? Heart attack induced by illness. We talked about this a little bit earlier.
Sucks, man. Young guy. Had a great character. I haven't watched wrestling religiously or anything since like Nitro, but I did watch a couple of his segments, and he, like it looked really cool. But it's always sad, like such a talented young guy dies in such a shitty way. But you know what I think that is worse than that is I hate motherfuckers that use anything to get a message across or some bullshit, like, oh, the jab, shut the fuck up. I fucking hate people like that. They're like, oh, the jab got him. And like, COVID, come on, guys. Right? Like, like it's like you just be sad and you'd be like, yeah, it sucks, man. He was 36 years old, but like it sucks, dude. It sucks.
No, 100%. And like that, we talk, and again, we did talk about it early in the show if you want to check that out. But I just think it's so sad. Like, and again, like, well, I always reference it to like Bob Barker passing away at 99. It's like, dude, Bob Barker fucking lived. Like, that's amazing, right? Like, if you tell me you give me 99 right now, I will sign that. I will suck your dick to live to 99 years old. That's awesome.
If you give me 50 right now, I'll sign that. Because the way things are going, I might not make it.
But like Bray Wyatt, man, to have a character who shines so bright and you thought had a few most interesting character we've seen in WWE in years. And then when he got fired or whatever happened there, you thought, oh, that dude's definitely going to rise from the ashes and you're going to get this amazing arc. And to have this happen, it's just such a gut punch, man. It sucks so much. What the fuck happened to Jay? What's going on there? I don't know. Maybe an internet fart.
Apparently, no, it's not my internet. I don't know. Did my camera die?
Your camera's never died. What happened?
It's a webcam. Is it? I don't know.
Did it become unplugged?
It's being gay.
In the natural sense of the word, it's being
not in the like
negative way.
No, it's a word. God damn.
Adrian Ibarra says, could John Kramer and Nancy Loomis be sympathetic? John Kramer, I say no, because he's still doing this shit to people by on their will. It's not up to John Kramer, in my opinion, to tell people that, hey, you need to appreciate your life. Thank you. You're not the fucking police of the world, John.
Yeah, well, John Kramer, by the way, that exposition of John Kramer being sympathetic is only after the newer films have explored that idea. Like the newest film that's getting ready to come out explores more of John Kramer being a victim. So that doesn't count. John Kramer was always a sadistic bastard. Yes, he had a shitty hand dealt to him, but he chose to do that. You know what I mean? He chose to be vindictive and hateful and in his own self-righteous mind doing something that was righteous. So I feel like he's more psychopathic than sympathetic.
Yeah, I agree with that too. And as far as Nancy Loomis goes from Scream 2, I think that I don't think she's sympathetic at all because her son was a fucking murderer. So like if your son goes out and murders a bunch of people and he gets killed trying to murder people, it's his own fucking fault. It's not like with Jason, whereas he got killed because he died because he was just trying to take a fucking swing. You know what I mean? Like, so I wouldn't say either, but I see your point. I do see your point. DJ Graham.
Hey, thank you, man.
Thanks, buddy. Says, damn right it wasn't Cujo's fault. It was Dracula who sent that gang of bats to sit and wait for him to stick his head in that hole. That's what she said.
Yeah,
and that bit him and they turn him into a monster. Fuck yeah, dude. Cujo
Yeah, dude,
for
I don't
life.
I don't like watching Cujo just because I feel bad for the fucking dog.
Yeah, me too.
Like I've watched it and I've seen the movie. I don't ever want to watch it again because I feel so fucking bad for the dog.
Right. How D Wallace is great.
Like if the kid had died, okay, well fuck it. Did the dog die? Yeah. Okay, well then I'm not really sympathetic to the fucking kid.
That's fucked up, man. That's fucked
no,
up.
dude. I'm not saying that kids are
know.
more important than dogs, but I'm a dog lover. I don't
know,
have no kids.
I get it. And that's that. You're probably with most of America on that one. Like people are like, "Hey, you can kill all the humans you want to, but don't you touch that fucking dog."
Dude, that's actually interesting that you say that. There was actually a cut scene in the RoboCop documentary that they talk about where at the end near the end of the movie where they're all destroying downtown and shit. Like they're blowing shit up with their guns. There's actually they had a part that they didn't put in where there's a puppy in the window. Like a pet store, and it's like scratching at the window and being all cutesy and whatever. And they're like they hold the gun to it, and then one of them's like, nah. And then they walk to the car, and then they blow the fucking puppy up, and you see the puppy fly up in the air on fire, and then it fucking dies.
That's fucked up, man.
Yeah, I know. And then they were like, yeah, we gotta cut that shit. We can't do that shit.
Let's not.
They're like, yeah, if we do that, we're gonna turn people against us right away.
Yeah. Let's definitely not do that. Good call. Good call now. And hey, thank you so much, DJ. Appreciate you, man. Colton Kaler, good man, won the trivia the other night.
Oh, Colton, man.
And came in third place on the beer chug the other night.
And what a great fucking question. What a great question.
Halfway through Heel season 1. Y'all team Jack or Ace. So he's only through season 1. So we got to be careful not to spoil it for him.
All right. Well, I'm Jack. I was Jack. I was in team Jack. I was in Jack's corner right fucking away. Because I understood what he was doing. It's a business, man. You don't understand the goddamn business. You're just running around trying to be the fucking hero, but you don't know there's a lot going into it. Like, dude, Stephen Amell plays that character so fucking good, so amazingly. It reminds me of like a young Vince McMahon, like trying to figure out like what works and what doesn't work, but not like as slimy as Vince, eventually became. But, maybe he started off with good intentions. But it's Team Jack, dude. Jack is only trying to do what's good for his family and what's good for his brother. And Ace. You got to remember, dude. Ace is a spoiled bitch. He's a spoiled kid at this point.
Yeah, I'm 100% Team Jack all the way. Even now, even though I won't say how anything goes, but like, yeah, dude, I love Jack because he's just fighting his fucking ass off, dude. He's working at the goddamn lawnmower store. He's trying to put together what his dad left him. Like he's trying to do everything he can to be something special. And like he's fighting his fucking ass off. I love Jack.
You're caught up though, aren't you?
Yeah. I watched it the other night.
Do you remember that? But I know this is from the newest episode because I don't want to spoil it for any of you guys. Like guys, again, go and watch Heels.
Heels is the best fucking show on TV. It's the best show
on TV right now. But I think it was in the second season. When they have a flashback with Jack and his dad, he's like, "Don't you ever come for what's mine, boy." Yeah. And dude, I was like, God damn, that's so fucking like, and you could tell like Amell like plays it so fucking good.
Yeah.
Dude.
That show is going to be one of the most underrated shows of all time when it's said and done. No one talks about it. No one watches it. Heels is
because it's on fucking Stars, dude. That's why. Yeah.
You guys, I promise you, watch Heels. Go to fucking Stars. Watch Heels.
Please, you're gonna guys, go watch Heels. I want a third season. I want a third season.
I don't think we're gonna get one, dude. As the way it's going, but like I hope fucking so. I love you, Colton. We'll both suck your dicks later. Smudge says, "Ever seen The Brood by Cronenberg, 1979?"
No, but I put a brood in a girl one time.
Dude, I want to say yes because we did a couple Halloweens ago. We did a werewolves versus vampires, and I want to say I watched it, but I can't remember a fucking thing. Just being pure
I think we were drunk. But here's the thing about: if you ever get confused by Cronenberg and Verhoeven,
I don't, because I'm way more of a Verhoeven guy than Cronenberg.
I think it's just because of the gore. I think it's the gore and weird shit.
Verhoeven at least makes sense. Like Cronenberg's like, I'm gonna have you eat a liver.
I'm gonna have you eat a liver off of fucking the backside of a dead cow in the middle of the Texas winter.
Why not? And then we're gonna fuck it.
Yeah, Cronenberg is like a better put together Rob Zombie.
Yeah, I would say that. At least he has a deeper message. Wolf Paranormal says, "Come ghost hunting with me."
That's a challenge, bro. Dude, that's a challenge, bitch hole.
I've gone ghost hunting like twice, and I just have a hard time not laughing. It just doesn't do it for me, dude. I'm just like, I don't feel shit. Nothing's happening. You guys are full shit.
That'd be a great content for the channel, dude. I'll go with you. But I'm gonna stand by the fucking door, like the exit, because I seen what's that movie, Grave Encounters, that we were a part of. I don't want the fucking. You know what? If I can stand by the exit, I'll hold every recording thing that you need. I gotta know that the exit's right there and I can leave if I need to.
If somebody wants to take us ghost hunting and film the experience, I'm all down for it. We can make it a video, but I'm telling you, man, I'm not gonna act like I saw some shit I didn't fucking see. And you better not put your finger up my butt and tell me it was a ghost, because I swear to God, I don't believe it. I don't believe in it. I just don't. And I respect it. If you guys, for me, I'm just like, I've done it.
I'm still here. Just give me. Hold on. Give me a second. You can keep talking.
Yeah, you're good. I mean, we're pretty much caught up. I mean, if your shit's not bodega.
No, it's.
That's Jay grabbing a dick.
I'm gonna pull my camera out and I'm gonna put it back in. That's what she said. But I don't want to do it during the stream because I didn't know what it would do. All right, hold on.
Yeah. He gonna do one.
Oh.
Kyle says, we miss you, Jay.
What?
Actually, it says, what's Jay doing? He's not dead. He's not in the ether.
I'm
Wolf Paranormal says, I'll change your mind on it. I promise. Jay, there he is. There he is. Right at the finish line. Wolf Paranormal says, I'll change your mind on it. I promise. Jay, let's go. Hey, I said I would fucking go. All right.
I'm down. I want to wear my Ghostbusters uniform in my non-functioning proton pack, but I'll do it. I'm gonna dress like a Ghostbuster.
I've even done one of those ones when they give you the little sticks you put together and you got your little thing, and they're like,
that's all.
Let's hold hands and pray and like wait till we feel something touch our asses. And I've never seen anything that made me believe paranormal is real.
Pray for something to touch our asses.
Yeah.
Are you in a gay club?
Let's fuck. Yeah, no,
I'm single and I'm ready to get
7
down.
guys. It was weird. I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, that's the show, guys. I don't know. Like that was
fun, man.
I had a good time. We had a good ranking. We talked about Robocop, which is out tomorrow. So I hope you guys will watch that. Don't watch it so much so that you're not with us on Wednesday, because Wednesday night at 7 p.m. we are back in the saddle again.
We're gonna come back. We're gonna come back full frontal, full facial. If you want it, we're gonna be right here with you.
Promise.
By the way, I will say what's really interesting too is Paul Verhoeven's in the RoboCop documentary. He's talking about it. He was saying that, and he's so right. I never really got it, but he was like, as someone that was a foreigner that was growing up in Europe, he's like, when you watch the news, like the BBC or whatever, it was a guy that was sitting there telling you, very emotionless, the news. Here's what's going on. Here's what's happening. Greg Harris, I can't wait to watch that. I'm going to come to it at least 5 times.
Lane Frost, baby. Love me some Greg Harris.
But he was like saying that what was strange about the American version of the of covering the news is that they always had a smile on their face, talking about war or like some tragedy, and then they would jump to like something that was heartwarming, and they would have the same fake. In other news, Iran made a move toward the border and nuked 500,000 million people. But yet, and then moving on, Little Piggy won the contest.
That's just the way the cookie crumbles.
And he was like, and Paul Verhoeven, coming from an outsider's perspective, he was like, that was always fascinating him. And they were right. I think Peter Weller says that toward the end of the documentary. He's like, there's no one else on fucking earth that could have told that story and gotten what he got out of that story, except for Paul Verhoeven. And he's like, yeah, you could have got the best action director ever, but it would not have been what RoboCop was. And he's right, dude. RoboCop is actually, there's a lot of sadness to it. The fact that they robbed him of his family, of his life. And she's like, Murphy, it's you. And then like, and he was like, there's one scene, and I was like, and I love that they got Peter Weller to talk about it, where he's like starting to have that dream and he's like shaking in his chair. And he's like, that's the soul coming back to life. And he's like, that's what it is. The soul is waking up. And I'm like, that's so fucking cool, man. That's so badass. That's so great.
the one dude said, if anybody's going to make a political statement about America, it should be someone who's either African American or doesn't live in America, and that's why they brought in Paul Verhoeven, someone who understands it from the outside, which is pretty cool the way that they did that for sure. And
well,
also,
well, outside of America at all, like just outside of America.
Yeah. And Trespass says, I've been lurking almost 5 years. Love you guys. Hey man, we love our lurkers.
Hey
too.
Man, don't be lurking. Don't be lurking. Come up and say hello.
That's fine. Hey, welcome, buddy. And thanks for hanging out with us all this time. You don't have to speak. That's what I tell my wife. I was like, don't talk. Shh. I put my finger in her mouth.
Do it slowly. Do it seductively.
Hey, we love you guys so fucking much. Thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. We'll see you in 2 fucking days. And if you miss us on Tuesday, check out the Patreon. There's a bunch of shit you haven't seen.
Yeah, man. You guys should listen. If you guys are on the fence about it, don't be on a fence. It can go up your crack.
Stick it in.
Just join the Patreon. It's $5. There's a lot of cool shit going on. We're going to be doing the gaming continuation. And it's not because we're being cheapskates and be like, it's only going to be behind a paywall.
We're practicing.
We're still trying to learn it. So,
yeah.
But if you guys want to be a part of that mess of us learning the gaming portion of the channel, come and join, man. Come and have a good time. $5, man. You can cancel. If you're like, nah, it's not my thing, man. You can cancel. Yeah. But just come in and hang out.
The link is in the description box below, and I'd love to be below all of you guys while you're just going to town on me, but I can't tonight because I have to go to sleep. But next time you can fuck me and you can fuck Jay while I watch.
Yeah,
that's
fine.
Extra.
It's whatever.
Jay charges extra. He's a fancy girl.
Let's have sex in front of my Castle Grayskull.
Yeah, put it on the bearskin rug.
Yeah, when you come, you got to say, "I have the power."
Hey, we love you guys so fucking much. Thanks for hanging. We'll see you on Wednesday night. Fucking be here, or we'll come over your house and we'll fuck your dog.
That sounds extreme, but okay.
Or Jay will fuck your dog.
Bye.